this insane pass down match point. And
Wow.
if Emma made this
Yeah,
shot,
Loki, that might be the most competitive 6-1, 6-2 I've ever seen.
um, sorta. I mean, nah, Vansh. I don't know. I mean,
I mean, I don't
still.
really remember too many 6-1, 6-2s, but
Yeah,
it was
exactly. Like,
in
was
that
it? I
scale.
know we said something recently about Paulini against Muchova, right? I think I was much more competitive at
Yeah.
6-2,
But that was a
6-2.
6-2, 6-2. This is a
I
six
know, I
one
know,
six.
I know. 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Yeah, but like here, it never felt like Navarro actually, other than one break
Oh
point at
yeah, never. He
2-all.
never really had a chance. But still, like apart from that
Yeah.
2-all game,
But
like like
Paulini Muchova, I know it's off by one game, yes. But there, I think there were opportunities.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
much I actually could see going the other way at some point. This one
true.
less so, although I guess you could argue that if Emma takes the break point at 2-all, maybe the double bounce call doesn't come. But yeah, all in all, just another demolition, right? 14 games lost by Swiatek in the first 5 rounds, and actually 7 against Siniakova and 7 in the next 4 matches. So she hasn't really struggled at all the entire event. Again, like Navarro's movement is great, but it's not enough for Iga not to like outmaneuver her. The spins, the angles in the rallies, incredible stuff. And also just purely the fact that, she forces Emma to be so aggressive and it's not too natural for her. As we said, the deep returns down the middle were kind of doing the trick, but otherwise, not much. And yeah, there was one breakpoint for Navarro, yes, at 2-all. I think it was a relatively short rally. She just kind of like tries to attack down the middle again with the return, but nothing there. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Iga will be advancing to the semifinals now. She's going to play Madison Keys. It's 4-1. What? Pressure tied up until 6 a.m. I'm guessing he won't still be live then. Well, no, we're not going to talk about Navarro beating Giga, losing to Iga Świątek for 35 minutes. Although it would kind of fit the match because 6-1, 6-2, not much substance, but it was 89 minutes. And maybe, our talk about the match, if it was 35 minutes, that would be something insane too. But yeah, let's talk about the semifinals. I don't know if you're ready, Vansh, now, but let's talk about the semifinal between Świątek and Madison Keys. 4-1
Yeah.
for Iga in the head-to-head, but the only match that they played on, let's say, on a very fast hard court, it was in Cincinnati, but let's say on a court faster than Indian Wells, it was actually Keys that won.
Yep. 2022 Cincinnati, obviously. Iga for me goes in as a pretty heavy favorite. Actually, having seen what I just seen from her the last 3-4 rounds, she looks like the player to beat. Maybe even at this tournament. I mean, we'll see depending on what happens in the final. But the way I've seen Swiatek just move keys around, like make her play low percentage tennis, and just kind of what she's capable of doing when she gets a lead, it will be very very hard for Maddie to stop that. So, and I guess nighttime conditions would be a little bit of a change for both because they've mostly been playing in the day, apart from around each. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this from an ego perspective.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a very different matchup. Someone you can actually see pushing Iga because it's so natural for Madi to just come out and blast the ball, and the ball striking talent is absolutely fantastic. But we've seen this also happen to her, like of course on clay, but where Iga's athletic potential, movement, defense is very strong, and then obviously she can also like engage with Madi in a hitting contest and prevail. So yeah, I mean, Keys would have to just like execute her game absolutely perfectly on the day. I think that's clear. When Cincinnati 2022 happened, that was that part of the season where Iga, after the entire win streak was like a little off for a while, everybody after Caroline Garcia in Warsaw started attacking her second serve and even first serve, just like demolishing it. And that's what Beatriz Haddad-Maia did in Canada. That's what Madison Keys did in Cincinnati. Then, of course, the US Open. There's also a couple of very tough matches along the way to that title. So, yeah, it's clear that Iga is the favorite. Like, Madi has a chance if she's like absolutely spotless on the day, and the aggressive hitting is just so overwhelming. We know that the second serve, at least, of Świątek will be under fire. That's like something that Keys always does. That's something she will definitely have a shot at doing. But yeah, at the moment, it looks like Świątek is the likelier finalist for sure. that's not really a bold call, but yeah, I love it for Maddie to have another Grand Slam semi. I think that eventually further down the line she kind of deserves that title, but of course it's gonna be very tough to get it, and probably not here considering the names that are remaining in the event.
Yeah, she's on a 10-match win streak. She has a lot of momentum. She's been playing the big points pretty well, especially in her last 2 matches. And like you said, yeah, the second serve, she's going to look to attack that right from the get-go and be in the front foot in those rallies. But when the movement comes into it, I am a little bit worried about her just because she also has a lot of tape on her left leg or something today as well. And she didn't come out of the gates quite that strong. She really had to kind of work her way into the match. And against Iga, yeah, that early part of the match, the first few games are so important. And I think we'll kind of see early on if Iga comes out and has like a 3-love, 4-love lead. It's going to be very hard for Keys to come back.
Yeah, and another thing that the producer wanted to get us on is the take on double bounces in tennis, starting with the one day. What does that mean? The one today. Okay, so yeah, double bounces in tennis. I mean, today we had a very clear double bounce there. It's a shame that the video review couldn't same pass down match point. And if Emma made this shot,
good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. I'm here with Mert Atunga. Am I saying your surname right?
Yes, that's correct. It's pretty close. Don't worry, but it's fine.
All right. Thank you, Mert. Yeah, give me some leeway, or we might be here for 20 minutes.
Absolutely. You know, John, you entered the program with whatever time in the world you are at, but you look the temperature is the key word here for you, I think.
Mert, you're right. It is. I'm in northwestern Germany, and it is chilly outside. But I have just entered my living room, and so it's one of those situations where I've just turned the heating on. So maybe the hat will come off at some point during this chat, but we'll see.
The hat is wonderful. I like the hat. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to stay hip, Mert. Mert, by the way, talking of hats, I need an explanation on your hat.
Oh, this is University of Alabama, Birmingham Blazers. Mm-hmm. And it's the Blazers mascot. I am a graduate of UAB, and I coached the UAB women's tennis team later for 16 years. So, yeah, I tell, so I'm a UAB Blazer. If you cut me, I might bleed the green and gold, So
got it.
That's
isn't green and gold also the colors of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Albeit I know you're
here
exactly City Bridges, right?
Black and gold.
Black and
gold. Yes, in fact, it's the color of all 3 Pittsburgh sports teams. Yeah.
My knowledge of American football and North American sports is pretty poor. Fortunately, I know my way around the tennis circuit, so I'm aware that Iga Swiatek, for example, is set to play Madison Keys in what will almost certainly be the second women's semi-final, obviously with those two having played more recently than Arina Sabalenka and mine has gone blank.
Pavlyuchenkova.
Thank you. Yes, Pavlyuchenkova.
You're talking about the match that they played. Yes.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, the one that's going to come will be Sabalenka against Paola Badosa. But good job. Yes. This is all pre-recorded. So sometimes I leave in my mistakes, but other times, and I think this will be one of those. I'll cut it out. Yeah. So let's have a quick look at or reflect on Iga Swiatek's straight sets win over Emma Navarro. First of all, what did you make of it? I mean, I thought it would be a little bit closer. I guess in some ways it was, but it wasn't until the second set that Emma finally got a break point. But, she was getting to deuce and 30 all and 15 30s, and the rallies seemed to be pretty equal for large parts, but it would often end with an Iga sort of fist pump, and eventually she won the match reasonably comfortably.
Yeah, John, I think the score, Swiatek herself said after the match that the match was closer than the score indicated. Yeah. I would agree for the second set, but I thought Swiatek won the first set fair and square. There was a clear difference there. She dominated that first set, but then in the second set, Navarro had a little bit of a change of tactics, so I can get into it a little bit more in a second, but then she did okay until 2-all, even 3-2. It was close there for a good 20-25 minutes or so, and then that call comes where Swiatek's double bounce is not seen by the referee, and she doesn't say anything. And the point, and Navarro apparently.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, howdy, everybody.
How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
It is
fine.
77 degrees at 7:32 a.m. here in Buenos Aires. So I am enjoying being in the warm weather where back where I normally live in the States, it is -5 or so degrees C, and it is snowing. And I am sending all of my friends screenshots of the weather here every day just to be a jerk.
So I would say the players are warming up. Let's start with some predictions. What are we expecting from this match?
I mean, on my end, I think it's going to be a fast one. I'm a huge fan of Madison Keys. I had the chance to see her play in December in an exhibition, but look at Iga's results so far. She's rolling everybody. She's in peak form. And I think the only player realistically with a chance of stopping her at this point is Sabalenka. And I think that we'll see that matchup in 2 days. Fergus, what do you think?
I completely echo what you just said. This could be 6-3, 6-4, or it could be 6-3, 6-2. I think Keys is going to have to play unreal tennis to beat Swiatek. If Swiatek plays like she has for the last nearly 2 weeks. If Swiatek doesn't play like she's been playing for the last 2 weeks, then it could get close in one set. But I still think that Swiatek versus Sabalenka will be the final quite comfortably, and this will be pretty swift match.
Yeah,
Diluted Steve
similar.
In chat.
Yeah, no, just I would say something's kind of similar to the first semifinal, more or less. You know, just we have a favorite player who he's playing unbelievable tennis, and the other as well. But you know, she needs to do even more in order to, to make this a real competitive fight. So, you know, I'm more or less expecting a similar semifinal compared to the first one.
I see Diluted Steve in the chat referencing my home state. Shout out to Diluted Steve and North Kakalaki, which is what some people call North Carolina. A question that I always find myself pondering when Iga's playing, and I'd love y'all's thoughts. Is she the greatest active Polish athlete? Of course, Lewandowski is always in the mix, but Iga's at the peak of her powers. Is she the best Pole doing it in sport right now?
You go.
Well, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
I'm hearing resounding yes.
Just because
Absolutely.
I'm not really inside, you know, many sports actually outside football and tennis. So, you know, I really have no idea about how the sports Polish athletes, you know. So,
I think so. I think it's a resounding yes. I think there aren't many Polish athletes right at the top of their game, like Swiatek is. If you take it just in the context of Polish athletes that are right at the very top of their individual sport, I don't think there's anyone that even comes close to Swiatek. Maybe a couple of years ago, sorry?
We are underway with the consensus greatest living Polish athlete on center court in Australia. Sorry to cut you off. You were saying you don't think?
Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, Hurkacz may have been in the. Well, not 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Hurkacz might have been in a conversation when Swiatek wasn't right at the top of her game. But I still think Iga is too good at the moment.
I gotta tell you, I like the on kits. I noticed on the chat. Yeah, they're also like. Say again.
I do not.
Break it down for us. You're hip, you're young. Why are they Rizless or Auraless or whatever?
We've had this conversation before, Zach. This not the right term to be using, but we'll move on. I just don't think it's. Well, not that it suits Swiatek, but I just don't like the colors. I don't think they match. Deluded Steve saying I need to stop disrespecting Damien. I don't remember Damien. Oh right, no. Now I get it right. That's my bad. Damien.
A couple of nice points from Keys. Swiatek with a big winner.
It's kind of a, let's say, tough first game for Swiatek. There's already a couple break points to save. It's actually this. Which match had started like this? I think 4th round match. It had the exact same start. Of course, Keys is another sort of rival. Let's see, because maybe a good start for Keys can, help her. Of course, getting tougher as the match goes on. But the first break point has been saved with a good serve.
Forgive me, gang. My stream, as has been the case since I got to Argentina, is a bit slow. So I'm about a full point and a half behind. So I'll try my best not to react to something that everybody's already seen too much. I agree with Terry. The colors do look great. Very summery. For folks where it's your winter, that could be you this summer.
Oh, and Keys breaks straight away.
Yeah, wow. A rally which was a little bit weird because, Iga didn't really come at the net with much. But, of course, she's been actually even good in defending the net. But, of course, Keys was in the best position possible while we are watching Sabalenka and Badosa talking and laughing together.
I think if I had to put odds on Keys opening with a break, it would have been like 15-1. I did not in any way predict this.
She's come out the blocks seriously fast.
Well, even if, a bit as happened in the, in the first semifinal, even if I know Iga and Darina are two kind of different players, but still, it's possible that at times you have a little bit of a slow start, still kind of trying to find your shots a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, in 2-3 games, that approach at the net by Iga would have been more effective, I don't know. But let's see. Sure, it's important for Madison because with Iga, when you fall behind in the score, then it becomes very tough and frustrating.
If you're in Madison's camp right now and you're trying to coach her through how to keep this advantage that she's got, what's the strategy? How do you close out this, keep things rolling and get it done?
I think you have to focus on one point at a time. You can't go out thinking, okay, if I hold here, then I'll just focus on the next service game, because it's with Iga, it's almost not that simple. You need to think, okay, I want to take this to 15 or Sorry, I was just
This was a
watching
fun
that
rally,
point
yeah.
as Keys is giving Swiatek the run around. You have to focus. Okay, let's make it 15 love. Let's make it 30 love. Like, you have to take it a point at a time, because Swiatek can hit a winner from pretty much anywhere in the court. So you have to focus on each point at a time. And I feel like at the moment, that's what Keys is doing, just making sure that she finishes off the point at some point, I guess. Great return from Swiatek.
I gotta tell you, I'm shocked at that poll result because, like, look, I like Giga as much as the next guy. She's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite. Sabalenka is the two-time defending champ. In all likelihood, Sabalenka is gonna be the one who wins this, right? I know it's been a long time since anybody's three-peated, but she owns the Australian Open. So we'll see if the all-knowing viewers and listeners are correct in their prediction.
I actually think if we have that final, it's truly a classic 50-50, in my opinion, considering, the level both are showing. I know that it's Australian Open, as you said, but I don't know. For me, it's really a 50-50 if we get that final, at least in my idea of how it can play out.
There was, I really hope that the final is like the Madrid final last year. An absolute classic. With Swiatek saving championship points, and it was such a great game. It was 7-6 in the third. It was just an absolute classic. I hope that it's like that, and it's a 10-point tiebreak to decide the championship. But yeah, hopefully.
That's Swiatek in a nutshell, actually.
Oh, here comes Swiatek.
The ability to turn the defensive action into attack, just amazing. It's what she truly does the best.
It really is. I see in the chat, Diluted Steve asked NC State or Tar Heels. Tar Heels all day. Let's see if Iga can keep this pressure up and get this break back. They say it's not a break until you hold. So maybe Keys never been broke in the first place.
Which is, when you look at I'm not actually sure of the statistics, but if you look at the statistics of how often Iga goes a break down and then breaks back immediately, it's seriously good. As, funnily enough, she does break back. So 1-1.
Yeah, basically, right the same start as we saw in the first semifinal, because we had the underdog breaking straight away, but not being able to hold serve next. But also as well had game points. Actually, she even was 40 love up, and Keys also had game points now. Nothing.
That forehand on the deuce point that Swiatek hit was just remarkable. I mean, fully coiled, unleashed it. She just can generate so much power with so much precision from all over the court. You guys are exactly right. I mean, there's at any point in time a winner can hit.
Which is unfortunate for all opponents. If you can hit a winner from anywhere in the court, that's not something you can deal with very easily. As Swiatek double faults her first of the match.
Yeah, the second already.
I mean, I think that just keeps pressure on all Swiatek's opponents throughout. And Sabalenka can be similar, right? Where you can never feel comfortable, no matter where you are in the court, no matter where she is. You don't have a safe place because she can go from defense, like Mario said, to offense instantly.
I think Sabalenka is even worse in a sense in that case, that she's literally she'll be right on the back foot, like scrambling around the court, and then she gets half a look in at maybe one that she can put a full swing in instead of trying to slice back, and it's just absolutely monstrous and catches the baseline, and you're like, well, what am I even supposed to do? I was well on top in that rally. It's ridiculous, and both of them are like that, and it's so tough you have to make sure you really put away your chances. Love 30 for Keys here.
A little bit sloppy on that approach, or not approach, but on the recovery on the net cord from Iga there. I think she had many other options that would have been better than what she did.
A return right on the baseline from Keys, and it's love 40.
I mean, there's a bit of tension, sure. You know, she's sort of feeling action right now.
I wonder if this will be one of those matches where, you know, a hold of serve feels almost like a break through 2.5 games. Seems to be the case.
Well, I mean, for Keys, it will be incredibly important because, you know, when you face somebody like Iga, you know, you go up, break once, you don't hold. But if you go up, break a second time, you know, it's for sure an opportunity. I know it's still early in the set, that's for sure. But, you know, you never know once Iga will start, you know, finding in range and playing better and better. So,
well, Keys breaks to love, and here we are at 2-1. That's not the start I was thinking would occur.
I mean, Keys showing some real defensive prowess on that love 40 point. I mean, Iga ripped an absolutely nasty forehand that could have been a winner against many players. Keys managed to get it back, you know, with just enough depth that she then got an unforced error. But really, really good defense, I thought, by Madison on that point.
I think Keys has to defend really well today if she wants to go through. But at the moment, it's Keys is playing well, yes, but Swiatek just hasn't managed to find that range yet that really is damaging to most of our opponents. So we'll see if she can lock that in after the change of ends.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's clearly looking a little bit like those classic tension mistakes. You know, even when you thought of that net cord, I mean, it wasn't impossible. For example, a couple double faults. So, you know, I think she needs, like this forehand to find 2-3 winners, maybe in order to, to find herself a bit more comfortable, or maybe just trying to hold serve as soon as possible to shrug off a little bit of pressure.
Prediction time. Does Keys hold her serve here, or does she get broken back?
I think she holds.
I don't.
I just want everybody to have fun. That's what I want.
That is the aim of the game.
The net cord here.
Oh, let's see. Woof. How about that forehand at love 15 from Swiatek? Is she going for just a touch too much? Is like, could she, if she played a slightly more conservative game, would she be better off?
I don't think she's going for it too much because she's gone for it. It doesn't look like she's overplaying, because she looks like she's playing exactly the same as she has been for the last 5 rounds. But it's just that it's not quite coming off today, and that can happen. Double fault from Keys, and it's 30 all.
That net cord was brutal, by the way, at a pretty pivotal juncture. Although, it wasn't deuce or an ad, at least. Quick aside, I think it's ridiculous when players apologize for net cords. I think that they should be required to say on a scale of 1 to 10 exactly how sorry they are, because it's a 1 tops a 2 every time it happens.
Or is it called the line?
No, it's out. Break point.
Yeah.
Fergus, let's see if you're right.
I say I agree. Whenever I hit a net cord and it triggers over, I am never sorry. I am never ever sorry. But it's etiquette. I don't want to be hated out here.
Fergus was right.
What? It's crazy. Who saw that coming? Me.
So what would we say? Would we say that we're off serve here? I mean, are we on serve? How does 4 straight breaks to start the match is pretty exciting.
We're...
I'm not really surprised. Even if you look at the match between, I don't know, Pavlyuchenkova and Sabalenka, I mean, the conditions are really slow, actually, and at night even more. So I don't think serve, even for the players who serve really well, is really that effective in these conditions, unless you don't have an exceptionally good serving day. You know, even Keys, I mean, look at the percentage. She's serving 79%. So she's even putting that first serve in, but I mean, it's just not a big deal so far. And in other matches as well.
Just going over to one of those other matches, I think if you're Djokovic, that is a huge relief and gives him a much better chance to defeat Zverev. You know, if this was playing really fast, the way that Zverev's been serving the last year or so, he would be an even tougher opponent.
In some way, yes. In other ways, if Djokovic manages to recover, of course, but if it don't 100%, then it can become very difficult to hit through Zverev. You know, especially from the back and side. So I don't know, it can become a very, very physical matchup. So I don't know what's better and what's worse. But yeah, probably you're right. You know, Zverev can be dangerous in fast conditions.
No, it's a great point, Mario. You know, with his height, with his movement on a slow court, you know, he's got great fitness. Let's see if Swiatek gets the first hold of the match here. Do we think it's going to happen?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off on my predictions because my predictions are clearly always right. So I'm not going to spoil it for anyone.
I'm going to say secretly marriage your parents' house and bet it on Swiatek getting this hold. That's my degree of confidence now that it's 40 love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When I did the Sabalenka Pavlyuchenkova stream and Sabalenka went 40 love up and I said, well, this is Sabalenka's game. I don't remember the last time Sabalenka went 40 love up on her own set, then got broken. 5 points later, Pavlyuchenkova broke. And I was like, well, I look like a right idiot now. So,
what a sport. What a sport.
Yeah.
So full of those kinds of moments.
I was on with Basil and he was like, yeah, it's not going to happen. And then literally 5 points later, and it was a bit disappointing, but you know, that's okay.
Yeah. Swiatek looking strong. Keys, it looks like, from what I can tell, minus that most recent point, spraying it a little bit more the last couple of games. Maybe she's feeling the pressure of being broken twice already.
It's a great volley from Swiatek, and she holds. Dun, 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 dun. We are on serve.
Yeah, basically.
After a single
Mari,
hold.
I think you mentioned earlier wanting to see Swiatek coming into the net more. Do you feel like she's doing that effectively, and is that something that's making the difference?
More or less, yes. Then it depends. I mean, against, for example, Golf at the United Cup didn't really work, but it's fine because, you know, Coco is the other great, amazing defender on tour. So especially if you're still trying to add this to your game, it can be quite uncomfortable for you. Also, maybe she was also rushed Iga a little bit in that match by not feeling 100%. So there were a lot of factors. Overall, I feel like it's working. At times more, at times not so much. But I'm feeling, you know, this is a good thing, which is starting to work well more and more. Then probably will be able to do it more effectively if the court is a little bit slower, just because she has a bit more of time, or I don't know. But I feel like it was needed, you know. Just to add something more, some more unpredictability to your game, and especially for somebody who can open the angles so well like Iga can do. It's normal that you have to add this coming to the net, because a lot of times you can get these opportunities, and I feel like it's right, and I'm happy that she keeps doing it even when she has a little bit of, you know, a step back, like for example against Golf at the United Cup, where this combination was a little bit messy at times, but it's working well.
Yeah. I'm curious in the chat, we've got people streaming from all over the world, multiple continents. What commercials are you seeing on your stream? Because I just keep getting served ads for the trashiest, worst Australian dating shows. And I'm not going to watch any of them, but I'm loving the 30-second clips that I'm getting. What are you guys seeing on your stream?
I don't get ads.
Me neither.
I would say lucky you, but if you were getting these trashy dating show ads, you'd be enjoying them too, I think.
I'm sure I would be.
Married at First Sight, what a concept. In Australia.
I mean, what a concept's a strong word to use at Married at First Sight, but everyone has their own opinion.
There's no previous precedent whatsoever. They've definitely had that in the US.
Whoa.
I'm sure at this point it's a franchise globally.
I love that 70 minutes ago in the comments, if you're kissed, you have to hold serve. And well, this is not aging really well. I mean, he's not predicted that Keys would have held serve, but Keys is not listening so far.
Keys is now starting to overplay.
Yeah. Keys has weapons, but no one can take your weapons away, or very few players take your weapons away the way that the Iga can, and make them feel less effective and more hopeless. And yeah, you're totally right, Furcus. She's overswinging. She's pushing a little further than she should. But I empathize, because what else can you do?
Yeah, I mean, what a great defensive lob from Iga there, just almost resetting the point, and then Keys just pushing it long. I mean, how frustrating must that be, being in such a dominant position at the point, and then now it's 3 break points. I mean, first one saved, but still.
Let's say that this is basically the difference between all the hard-hitting players and Sabalenka in terms of the quality jump Sabalenka has been able to make in the past years, because of course it's not easy for her to face Iga, and she lost many times, but she doesn't really need to overplay. And unless she's really having a bad day, also the unfirst error number is usually little for somebody with their game plan or game style. So also the ability to defend the court is better. She's just a more complete player, despite maintaining that hard-hitting style from both swings.
Oh, and there's the break for Iga. Keys saved 2 break points, but went for it down the line with a forehand and went wide.
An admirable effort by Keys. Huge first serve to save the first break point, big forehand to save the second one. But Iga's just too effective right now. Keys can string together a point or two, but it's just really, really tough to get a hold.
We'll see if Swiatek can hold. Can do this.
We are 6 games in. Will we get our second hold of the match on game number 7? Lucky number 7.
Actually, it's probably better at this point for Keys to return, because especially if Iga misses a couple first serves, Madison or a double fault can come. If Iga feels a bit of pressure. Or Madison can start the point on the front foot, because I feel like even when she puts the first serve in, Swiatek with the return makes a difference already, and it just becomes a rushing game for Madison.
And I just want to really quickly, +1 was in the chat here. Hey, become a member of the Talking Tennis community. You get perks, emojis, badges, exclusive content, more good stuff. It's a lot of fun, great people involved. Sign up if you haven't already. Back to the match.
Good promo there, Zach.
It's honestly my favorite part. I feel so much more equipped to read a promo than talk about tennis, which, knowledge is dubious. Okay, Keys.
Iga. just pounding into the backhand side, and she's just demolition style.
Yeah, I'm trying to, to looking at the court, really, I'm really focused on the court because I'm trying to think about what other type of play could Keys do in some points, and it's tough actually. I'm not really sure because at times I'm like, she probably doesn't have to rush a lot down the line because she opens the angles for Iga, but when at the same time, when she just maintains the cross-court rally, it's Swiatek who's the first to find, great down the line. So it's so tough, actually. She really needs the first couple shots to be incredibly effective, basically.
Yeah, it's like once Iga's on offense, it's so hard to put her. It's just so hard to put her back on defense. I mean, that point was the perfect encapsulation.
Yeah, for example. When this was very good. She missed the forehand, but it's of course what she had to do.
With Iga and the top players, when locked in a cross court rally, forehand to forehand cross court rally, if you are on the back foot, you have to be the one that makes that change down the line. Yeah. You have to be the one to do it. Otherwise, your opponent will be too good. Your opponent's too good not to make that change and be effective with it. You need to pull them around and make sure that they aren't comfortable in their hitting zone. That's the only way that you can damage their style of play.
That point at 15:30 with Keys missing in the net on a approach or semi-approach, those are the balls that she just can't miss if she's going to beat Iga here. She's got to capitalize every time she gets one of those and turn it into effective offense. And an unforced error ain't going to get it done from that position.
Juice, here we go. Well, I feel like Keys is playing well for herself, considering how well Iga's been playing in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, even if we notice a couple mistakes more, it's as well because she has to risk a lot because it's just not sustainable to stay in these rallies with Swiatek.
Yeah, as she hits a huge forehand.
Keys got married in the offseason, as she's talked about in a few interviews, and so perhaps she's seeing the marital bump in level, that initial blissful bump, because this is a pretty darn good run for her, the best she's had in a while, I believe.
Well, she won the title in Adelaide, didn't she?
Yeah.
And now she came here, and I mean that's a lot of tennis to be playing straight away. It's almost 3 weeks in a row.
I think those are her first competitive tournaments since getting married. Definitely the marital bump exists.
Iga holds, and it's 5-2.
Let's say as I mentioned yesterday on Twitter about Sinner and De Minaur, in this tournament, also considering that we had that great matchup between Alcaraz and Djokovic, basically we are watching all the positive things of having fantastic players, and actually a little bit of downside, because when somebody is so good, like, I don't know, Sinner or Sabalenka today or Iga so far, you get the risk at times that maybe some high profile matches cannot be, as competitive as you expect. But of course, it's also incredible to just lock in on the court and watch how unbelievably good the level they can bring on the court is, the choices they do mid rallies, which are maybe even unthinkable for other players.
Yeah,
it really is an exciting time to be a fan. Totally agree, Mario. I mean, there's so many personalities, there's so many games, there's so many varieties. I think it is. By the way, it's critical for Keys to get a hold here. Look, is she going to win this set? Probably not. But just getting on the board on her serve would be big for confidence in going into set 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Even because, you know, she's lost all the last 4 games. So even, you know, the losing streak starts becoming long, very long.
She hasn't also, yeah, for confidence wise and for just strategy wise, you know, she doesn't hold here, and Swiatek serves first in the second, and that's not something for keys. That scoreboard pressure is not something you need to add to your list of things to worry about when playing Swiatek. Or she hasn't held. She hasn't held yet, so that's also something confidence-wise that to just get on the board. You know, get that hold, feel as though it's possible to hold serve against Swiatek.
Yeah, that's
a collegiate level tennis perspective.
This was very bad as a backhand because this time Iga wasn't really putting pressure on keys. A good serve, 15-30. It doesn't happen often for keys to serve 4 times and to get broken 4 times in a set. So
it's just, you know, it's not a knock on keys. It's a testament to what Iga can do and how well she's playing. Her level is just outrageous right now. I can't wait to see
2 great serves. 30 or first ace of the match for keys.
Even that's a remarkable stat.
And it's not like Keys is serving badly. 75% first serve. Like, but it's set point for Swiatek at 5-2. And this set sort of run away from Keys without her really noticing. Well, not that she's not noticing, but I mean, it's sort of just got to that set point. Well, set point without it really getting there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She wanted to close with a winner.
She went for it, but just wide.
You know, Matthew.
Well, we were just talking about this before. For sure, Iga is a fantastic returner. Even if Keys, I mean, in this game, she puts down 3 unreturned serves. At the same time, we have noticed that the serve hasn't really been that big of a weapon for anybody, more or less, in this fortnight. So there's also for sure something about the conditions. It's a thing, you know, all the things combined, I guess.
Great hold from Keys. Set point down, pulls out 2 unreturned serves, 3 aces in the game. That's exactly what you needed.
Big confidence boost. I want to ask y'all, though, about Matthew's question in the chat. You know, he also noted that Keys is hitting 75% of her first serves. And asked, you know, are they normal first serves that are just being met with great returning, or is she not quite placing it where she needs to? As far as I can tell, placement's pretty good. I think it's a combination of Iga's great returning and the courts. What do y'all think? Should she be a little more aggressive in where she's putting it?
Yeah, well, I think Mario just covered it a minute or so ago. But from my side, I think that she is hitting the corners and she's serving well. I think she is serving well, but I think Iga's just too good off the return. It's funny because like the 2 people right at the top of the game are almost little and large, with Sabalenka being 6 foot and Iga being, I'm not sure, but she's obviously a lot smaller than Sabalenka is, and it's like the contrast is massive, but they're both as effective returners in their own right. And it's fun. It's just that it's so interesting to see Keys. Here we go, love 30 for Keys.
Yeah, she played the 2 unbelievable points, actually, Keys.
Okay.
Nothing Iga could do, actually, there.
It's a fantastic backhand winner. Just pushing it down the line and too much
The
depth.
return as well.
Yeah, great return. And if she rushes Swiatek off that return, then maybe she can do some damage.
a second serve. She can probably attack here.
Forgive me, gents. My stream is so far behind. I'm like a full 2 points behind all these. I'm trying to keep up with, but
that's okay. Don't worry.
With technical issues.
Well.
Wow. There you go. Huge backhand from Keys, and it's 3 break points.
Let's say that we have a set. Meaning that at some point, you know, it was starting to seem really bad for Madison, but now, I mean, she's truly in it because just 2 games down and 3 break points.
So what do we think? Can Keys come back and win this set?
She has to serve really well in the next one as well, like she did in the previous one. Of course, she needs to break. I don't know if she did already. No.
You know, I think she's shown that she can make this a real match, even if she doesn't get back in it and pull this off. Let's see if she does.
Matthew's question in the chat. If you look at the how the players were talking about the court speed in Cincinnati and how fast it was last year, and how it's not, it suits a few selective players, and a lot of players aren't that keen on it being super fast. I agree with you that the Oz Open should have whatever it feels that the court speed should be, but I think they have to temper to some of the players' preferences in a sense and make it a bit more even, because if you make it super fast, there are the players that definitely strive more than others.
You know, there were all these rumors about courts being slowed down to give Nadal a better chance when he first burst on the scene and was like, you know, such a global star. Is there a conspiracy where they're slowing it down a little bit to help Alcaraz out?
Absolutely not. Alcaraz is fine on a fast hard court.
Yeah.
Alcaraz is the best.
Wow. And that's a sort of rally she wouldn't have won a couple of games ago.
Wow, there you go. Huge from Keys as she breaks back, and it's 5-4.
What a roller coaster we're on, gang.
Yeah.
First time Iga's been taken, as someone's taken 4 games off Iga since the first round.
That's true. Against Siniakova, yeah.
Wow. And we're in the semifinals. What a run she's been on. Both of them have been on incredible runs. You know, I think Keys been pushed a few more times, but as you point out, winning the warm-up tourney, they are both playing mighty good tennis.
Absolutely.
Prediction time. I think Iga gets the break and wins the set. I think she's about to dial in.
Same.
Mario, are you the contrarian or do you agree?
I predicted a similar match to the first one of today. So at this point, I'm predicting the exact similar scoreline.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for Keys is just not truly sustainable. I don't know. That's still my feeling. You know, she played an unbelievable game here to break, but or she needs maybe to let these points and these rallies to, you know, to hurt Iga's confidence. But if, you know, Iga doesn't make mistakes, then it's a bit unsustainable for Madison, I guess.
Yeah. You know, maybe across a tournament, but could she have a match where she redlines and keeps that level of aggression? And, you know, I think maybe she could. I would be surprised because Iga is so effective at combating it, but, you know, she's got weapons and we're seeing them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Swiatek starts with a huge forehand, just dictating the point so early with that return, and then Keys always on the back foot, left the open court space for Swiatek just hit that forehand into.
His shots now are so deep.
Really, and this is what we've seen. That it's been said that when Swiatek is rushed, and she deals with really powerful players on a hard court, that she sometimes can be a bit vulnerable. And you look at, Goff in the United Cup, and
now basically, at least in this point, it's Keys who did, the Swiatek.
Yeah, sorry, because I'm about 2 seconds behind you, so I'm just trying to watch the point and explain. I think Zach's like 5 miles behind, but poor Zach.
Oh, I'm in another century behind you guys.
Yeah. I've completely lost my train of thought now. What was I even talking? Oh yeah, when Iga is rushed, like Goff in the United Cup, and even Katie Bolter in the United Cup, when she was pushed all the way, it's possible to get a result out of Swiatek. And 2 game points for Keys after a pretty brilliant service game from Keys. This would be very, very important for her.
I recognize I'm behind here, but that's just unbelievable defense from Keys at the 15 all point.
No.
I can't believe it.
Fergus, what I miss? What's happening?
She had a smash on top of the net. Swiatek had given up on the point. Literally,
it was the easiest match, the easiest smash possible.
She's about this far away from the net, and she put it into the bottom of the net on the smash.
Oh no.
Matthew, no, I've never eaten reindeer.
A lot of shamans drink reindeer pee, actually. Speaking of reindeer.
That is
because
such a you stat, Zach. I couldn't think of anything more that just sums up your personality. Is you saying
it's you know what? It's a factually correct statement.
Okay.
Look it up.
I have no doubts that is factually what a winner from Keys. 5.
Good for her, because if she wouldn't have held here, that smash would have stuck inside her head probably forever and ever.
This is the most exciting watch along I've done. I did Sabalenka Pavlyuchenkova, which was a good match, but it wasn't a high quality match.
Okay.
Sabalenka wasn't playing her best, and Pavlyuchenkova was playing well, but she was helped out by Sabalenka a bit.
Did you had real doubts about the winner?
Say that again, sorry?
Did you have really doubts about the winner in Sabalenka Pavlyuchenkova?
No. This is the thing. I always knew that Sabalenka would come through. It was just a matter of when and how. But this, I have doubts about this first set. I wonder. I mean, if Keys can take it to a tiebreak, then it's anyone's game.
Do we think for Madison it's like fundamental to win the first set if she wants to think winning this one?
Yes. First set is so key.
I'm going to be a contrarian and say no, Fergus, because every prediction that I've made, every time I felt confident about what was going to happen, I've been proven almost immediately wrong. And so, forget it. Who's going to screw it? Like, I think, look, anything could happen. Madison's level is so good.
No, I don't know. For me, it's just a little bit about the matter also, or, the physicality of the match, because, I think if this turns into a very, physical battle, then Iga becomes even more favorite just because of, also Madison having played so much lately, also having been pushed a couple times more in this tournament. So that's also why, for me, this first set seems to be more important for Madison Keys rather than to Swiatek. But of course, for everybody, it's important. That's for sure.
I think you're right. It is more important for Keys to win to get the first set. But I don't think that if let's say she loses in a tiebreaker here, I don't think it's over.
Okay.
Iga kind of cruising here, perhaps getting back on track. 40 love on my stream. I'm sure it's the second set on you guys's.
It's not the second set, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, I can see Keys missing out the whole of Asia before Indian Wells in March. Maybe not the whole of Feb, but I can see her playing maybe one tournament in Feb after playing so much in Jan.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that wouldn't be a bad strategy, just like in terms of picking the tournaments, right? Go get ready for, you know, the Sunshine Double, spend some time at home, train on your home courts. It wouldn't be crazy.
No. And I think obviously, like you say that because she's put in such a run at the Oz Open, but then Swiatek also will be going to Asia straight after this to go. Well, I think the first 1,000 in is it Doha is 3rd of Feb. So it's a quick turnaround, and Swiatek has 1,000 points to defend there. I mean, she's got to be all over it. All over that second serve of Keys. Love 15.
See, it's love 15 for you. I'm getting an advertisement for Tipping Point, an Australian game show. That's something like
what stream are you using?
I could not stream it through Disney in Argentina, so I have a VPN that has me set up as like being in New South Wales,
right?
And so I'm getting Australian ads for all my stuff.
Too good from Keys.
Yeah, after the second serve, which was actually very, very, you know, slow, and also at the center, you know, it was basically an invitation for Swiatek. This one as well, but
wow, that is not Swiatek like.
No, not truly. I mean, this second serve bounced a bit higher, but Iga usually is great in this sort of shots.
122 second serve. Iga will be disappointed that she didn't climb on top of that. So I think that might be her slowest second serve, Keys, that I've seen anyway.
Mario, if you were in Iga's box, what would you be trying to communicate to her right now at this pivotal moment in the first set?
Actually, probably simply just to stay calm and keep, you know, playing her game without feeling the need. You know, just accept that Keys now is playing better, and as for herself, keep doing what she does without trying to rush more just because she sees Keys, you know, hitting better and playing better tennis. Because, you know, I feel like here a great point. Meanwhile, I feel like, you know, Iga, as she's showing in some rallies, still can have the upper hand in many rallies if she just, you know, stays calmer and not letting her game being affected by Keys raising her level.
I think that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Point number 2. And it is first set, Swiatek, as Keys buries a backhand into the net.
I think clearly she was listening to Mario's advice and must have a wire
sure.
In this stream.
I would be cheaper as a coach, actually. So
I love it. Yeah, I mean, guys, that was a great first set of tennis. I hope we get 2 more. I'll settle for 1 more though, if it's that level.
I don't know. I can see this unraveling quickly for Keys. She clearly invested a lot into this first set. Oh, I hope not. But if she invested so much after coming back in that first set, I don't know if she has the capacity to then push Iga in a second set.
Yeah. More or less just because, you know, as we saw also in this first set, and even at the end when she started playing better, I don't know how much sustainable this is. You know, the thing is that I'm not even talking about making mistakes, but just, you know, slowing down 5%, and then Iga, you know, is back on the front foot, more or less dictating the rally how she prefers. So it's looking difficult, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just is a testament to how good Iga is and how good she's been in this tournament. You know, Keys found a level that, you know, in a run of great matches, you know, rarely has seen. You know, she served great high percentage. She was hitting her spots. She was ultra offensive against, you know, an all-world defender, and it still just wasn't quite enough. And that's not a reflection of Keys. That's just how good Iga is and can be right now. And so, you know, while I hope that we get some good tennis these next few sets, you know, I'll speak for me. I really want to see Iga Sabalenka. I think that's the match that the fans want to see. I think that's what's best for tennis. And I think that that's what's going to get us ultimately the best final. I put a slight edge on Sabalenka just because she's won the last two. And I think she knows these courts as well as anybody. What are y'all thinking?
It's tough for me to really, you know, make a clear prediction, you know, about a potential Sabalenka-Swiatek final, just because there are different factors that, you know, lean towards a player or another. For sure, it will be fantastic, you know, when I talk with Nick, you know, making the match of the year stream about Sabalenka-Swiatek in Madrid, I said, you know, the only thing missing from this match is that it's not a Grand Slam final. And, you know, having this also, let's not forget that both players will have on their racket the number one. You know, Sabalenka will keep it by winning the final, and Iga as well, of course, would keep it by, you know, would retake it by beating Sabalenka. So there are a lot of great things. And also, I think also, you know, Sabalenka being the two-time defending champion adds even more, you know, prestigious at this final, or as well as that it would be at the French Open, you know, where Iga is the ruler. So, you know, everything would be incredibly exciting. And I don't really know. I would probably lean for Swiatek, but for me, it's a 50-50, actually. You know, it's just my feeling, you know, giving Swiatek the edge. For me, it's a 50-50, basically.
Great start.
And we are underway.
Keys. 15-30. Drive volley.
Let's
we've lost Zach.
He'll be back, I guess.
He will be. His dodgy Buenos Aires stream has clearly hacked into his computer and taken him off. 2 break points.
Yeah, it can be very important for Keys to break because, you know, I know that it's Iga serving, but going to serve down, you know, 7-5 and 1-0 ready, you know, for sure breaking is a big deal for her here.
Yeah. Because in these sorts of long first sets, it can almost feel like the second set is like, it's not as, I don't know how to put it, but it's not that it's not as big of a deal, but it slips away from you after you've invested so much in that first set.
Yeah.
How you doing, Zach? Keys breaks off the bat in the second. You were talking about Swiatek Sabalenka is the final. You also mentioned, Mario, about how at Roland Garros that Iga is imperious and undefeated. What if there was a switch and Swiatek won in Australia and Sabalenka won at the French this year?
Which is not impossible considering how good both are, actually.
Yeah.
You know, Sabalenka on clay is incredibly good player, and Iga on the hard courts, especially, you know, even more here in Australia, in my opinion, despite having won at the US Open. I've seen her playing better. If we think about 2022, for example, her main draw debut, I mean, she's not playing played really bad in the past in Australia, despite not winning the title. So, for me, it's definitely possible. Probably for Sabalenka, beating Swiatek at the French Open would be a tough task. But, I mean, if somebody can think about it, it's probably her.
Oh, rough draw for Keys right off the bat in this first game.
Oh, geez. What am I about to see? In my stream, we've got Keys about to start serving at up 1-love.
Just net for.
Oh, you hate to see it.
So are we about to rewatch the first set?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that net cord was pretty bad. See, Iga put the racket up. She did the thing you're supposed to. I don't think that she was maybe a 1.5 in terms of sorriness.
I didn't know you were so good at reading Iga. That's a great 1-2 punch. Reading Iga's
Polish thing.
Language. You can tell the degree of how sorry she is by the way she holds up her racket, clearly.
Absolutely. As a proud Polish American, I feel that connection coming through my Australian slow speed connection.
Argentinian stream. Yeah, I can tell.
Just A's ever. Argentina, Australia, America. Iga.
It's a great second serve from Keys. Really caught Swiatek off guard, I think, almost.
Keys essentially erasing this advantage. I don't know if y'all covered this while I was out, but Snehal Kumar mentioned that Iga's returning is insane and underrated.
Wow.
I kind of feel like it might be appropriately rated because it is excellent. I think it's known, but maybe there's even room for it to be further rated highly. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think anyone's ever gone, returning is something that Iga needs to look at. Because that's just not the case. But I agree. There's always room to improve, no matter how good your game is. I mean, you could say that Isner could have had a slightly better serve than he did, and Isner's maybe the best server of all time. So, it's all in that sort of mindset that you can always improve. But I think it's fairly rated. Everyone knows that Iga's a fantastic returner. As I say that, Iga plants a second serve return into
not
the
in this case.
No, not in this game specifically, but in general. 2-love.
However, very important for Keys to get these 2 games. So, to maybe reset also what happened in the last 2 games of the first set. So, well,
I'm going to be real with you guys. I kind of thought that I'd be going to the gym here in a little bit, and I'm going to have to change that plan because this match is taking longer than I expected, which is a good thing. And it could be, maybe we're headed towards set number 3 here. Who knows?
So I reckon it's still a bit early to call for a third set here. Knowing
that has never once stopped me from making an outrageous prediction, though, Fergus, as you know.
Yeah, I have no doubts from you. It's it's quite clear that Sabalenka and Swiatek are the best on hardcourt, and Swiatek is the best clay court player on the WTA. Who's the best grass court player in the WTA?
Oh, that's a great question. I think if she's in a good place for me,
I think it's so much more open than the other
Definitely.
2.
I mean, we haven't seen Sabalenka playing 2 out of the last 3 Wimbledon editions. So probably with Arena, we don't have even probably that good of an idea. I mean, in 23, she did very well. Lost to Jabeur. She was up actually in the match. it's tough. There are players who have the results in their career, like Rybakina, like Jabeur, 2 finals. There are others who still don't have those results, but they should be as good. I actually wonder if Iga at Wimbledon, for example, going very deep and winning the French Open, she's also hasn't been able to kind of reset, being a bit also mentally tired at Wimbledon, rather than just things about her game, you know, in terms of adaptability of the grass. For example, last year, the loss she had against Putintseva was a bit weird, you know, so that I felt that it's also a matter of just, you know, mentality, how able she should become to reset.
Huge winner from Keys, sorry.
Yeah, no, fantastic return. I saw it. And break point.
Oh, wow. Keys might go up a double break here. Would not. Who would have predicted that? Certainly not me. In set number 2 here, the Keys would have a shot to go up 2 breaks.
Well, she has to win this point first. 1 point at a time, Zach. As I said earlier, 1 point at a time.
Only when on plan.
Iga misses.
And
the forehand.
Iga misses, and it's 3 love Keys. Whoa. Who saw this coming? Not, as Zach said, not Zach, not me. I'm sure Mario had it written down somewhere. 3 love.
No. I was not expecting it because, you know, as I told about, the effort that she produced to come back in the first set. I mean, we also have to be said that Iga dropped just a little bit the level, you know, in this game, a couple mistakes that she probably wouldn't have done late in the first set. You know, even when Keys won those 3 games in a row in the first set, it was more about her playing very well than Iga dropping her level. While right now, a couple mistakes more have come, and Keys has been able to make her moves.
Absolutely.
Tennis. It is a strange and wonderful sport, and it is as exciting as it is unpredictable. You know,
and also the fact that not every point and not every game is the same, because, you know, if we start from 2-5 down, Keys is a 6-2 now. But of course, it's not how you count the score, you know. You have to pick at the right moment. And those 2 games that Iga won out of the last 8 were from 5 games all, and she sealed the set.
Well, this is why tennis is the most perfect scoring system ever devised. Every point carries more weight and more pressure over and over and over and over again, and there's no running the clock out. You know, it's what makes tennis so special.
You can run the clock out, but it's only going to affect you. You're gonna get a warning, then you're gonna get a loss of serve. You know, it's all on your racket. I mean, 30 love after her 3rd ace.
Wow, she's serving so well now.
Well, this is crazy. No one's played this well against Iga in months.
Yeah, 15 out of the last 20 points.
Wow. I did not.
I'm so far behind. I'm seeing a commercial.
You're just missing a couple of aces.
Yeah. You're just missing the best Madison Keys tennis ever played.
You all are missing Yannick Sinner doing a sunscreen commercial that is very entertaining. So,
okay. Well, Keys is just putting a lightning fast hold after Iga just went for a second serve return and missed it on the baseline.
Wow.
That was probably out. No. Okay, no. I'm not arguing with the Hawkeye Live.
Well, to be fair, there has been a couple situations where...
I know.
Where it's been like...
Yeah, 4 games to love, so...
Does
at this point, it's not impossible to think about the decider. Let's see.
Does Iga have the mentality that she thinks she can come back in this second set, or does she let this go and focus on a third?
I think Iga is going to try and play this as if she can get back in it. I think that she just doesn't have it in her to let a set go. Whether it works or not, we'll see. But I think that she's playing very much to get back in and win this set still.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I mean, especially because, against somebody like Keys, it's still always dangerous to let a set slip away, You never know what can happen in the decider, how well she can play. It's not like, if something happens against an opponent who is not as dangerous. I think this is the kind of match you have to play point by point, whoever you are.
That first point.
I think Keys is playing this point by point. She knows how crucial each point, even at 4-love, how crucial each point is. Against Iga, you cannot let up for a second, otherwise Iga will be all over it.
I mean, if you remember Cincinnati, she won the match 5-0 up, and she was really close to get to 5-0. So everybody knows how with Iga, you really cannot let her, especially because if she's down on confidence right now, if you give her a game and then you can break this, kind of breakdown, let's say that she's having a couple mistakes here and there. She's a bit
That's
nervous.
A really bad double from Iga. Sorry to cut you off, but in this moment, in this match, to just give away a point and now be down love 30, that's just not going to get it done.
You're not that far behind. I was expecting you to be at love 15 just. But
I refreshed my stream and it seemed to have caught me up a touch. The Yannick Center sunscreen commercial is what finally got me there.
Just all hail Yannick.
That's a brand match made in heaven, though. Yannick Center sunscreen.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because of the skin, redhead usually gets really.
Wow.
So, I mean, I live in Italy, so as you can understand, here there are 25 or 30 commercials with Yannick Sinner. My hometown, we are 19K people, and there are 20 Yannick Sinners in the town.
Oh, another miss from Iga. A not particularly good one.
Two triple break points.
Wow.
I mean, is it time to get the cream cheese out?
And this
is Madison Keys thinking about
wow,
bagels?
What a return. Is this how many people have bageled Swiatek?
This is perfect for Keys as well, because you can have the situation where you don't want it to be very physical, but after 1 hour and 15, you can already start the deciding set. So, it will be very important.
No, I want to go back to that question though. Truly, who was the last player to bagel Swiatek? I can't think of one.
Me neither. Help.
I'm googling this right now. Iga Swiatek match results.
Yeah, I mean, we can of course just use tennis abstract if we want to check. And scores 6-0 lost. The last one, Kasatkina, Eastbourne 21.
21. Wow.
Dubai 21, Muguruza. Actually, she got bagelled twice at the French Open, but in 2019 against Puig, but she won. And against Halep, she lost 1-0. And that the Australian Open once by Camila Giorgi, but of course, it was still 2019.
So 2019 to 17-year-old Iga.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't happen since 2021.
It doesn't happen pretty much full stop.
It has happened one time, correct?
Yes,
since she turned 18.
Yeah, since she's become an adult, it's happened once.
Yeah.
Once in her adult career, she's been bageled, and there's a heavy chance that it's about to become 2.
We are witnessing a historic semifinal.
This is actually is history. This genuinely is history.
If anybody bet on
So
the
sorry,
scoreline and got it right so far,
this is a crazy stat. Wait, US Open 23, she bagels Sabalenka.
Yeah.
And here she can bagel Swiatek. I don't know. It must be a unique thing.
What, to be able to bagel
she
Sabalenka and Swiatek?
Camila Giorgi, I'm sure she did both. But of course, Sabalenka and Swiatek were not already the top players they are today.
Wow. Keys is just not missing. I mean, she double faulted at the start of this game, but apart from that, this set, she's missed literally nothing.
Yeah, we got to go to the stats here a little bit. I think.
How many unforced errors has she made in this set?
I'm pulling this up right now. This is something, guys. I mean, holy moly.
Okay, but now we look at another question. If Iga is 30-all, if Iga manages to get a break back, is Iga back in this second set? Is she that good that we feel as though she's back in the second set?
Yes. She is that good.
But at the same time, I still think Keys takes it.
Wow. Double fault from Keys.
Oh, that's bad timing.
Break point for Swiatek.
History will perhaps not be made now.
No. Big serve, Keys. Come on. And it won't be a bagel.
So Keys in set 2 has 9 winners to 6 unforced errors. But here's the stat that jumps out. Iga only has 2 winners. You know, as somebody who we spent several minutes talking about can generate offense from anywhere on the court, she just hasn't been able to do so.
How many unforced errors for Iga?
6 for Iga. It says, and then 2 of those are return unforced errors as well. But, you know, Keys won 22 points to Iga's 10 so far.
Well, there you go.
It's actually to 11 now. My stream isn't behind again.
Are we thinking breadstick, or are we thinking that it gets a bit closer?
6-2 is my prediction.
Yeah,
I think Mario's right. I think it's about right. If she gets that second break back, though, I think that she wins the set. But then, you know, that's putting the cart a little bit before the horse, just a touch for the first time on the stream.
Never done before from Zach, ever.
Many people are saying that has not happened.
You know, well, she's into this Iga service game, love 15. You know, she might want to close it out here. It might even be a better opportunity for Keys to end it on this Swiatek serve. Not only does that mean that she'll serve first in the third, but it also takes a bit of pressure off. She's not starting the point. The one shot in tennis you have full control over is the serve. That's the only shot you have full control over. And taking away that opportunity and only being reactive to what's coming almost takes the pressure off. And I think for Keys, that's perfect for her trying to serve out this, trying to take this second set as Iga makes 2 unforced errors. And it's love 30, 2 points away for Keys. Also got a second serve to attack from Iga.
I mean, Iga's winner to error ratio is one of the worst I've ever seen for a set for her.
And that's another double for Iga. And
there we go.
3 set points for a breadstick.
So probably I was wrong. Probably.
It's breadstick time.
When's the last time Iga win a set without a hold? It might very well be the time that she got bageled in 2021.
It actually can really be against Putintseva at Wimbledon, but let's see.
Poots. No, she's
because she once. No, but she held in that set. No, but it must have happened.
Might have been last year.
Yeah. Okay, we have 3 set points on my stream. I know I'm behind here, but bear with me.
Well, Swiatek saved the first 2, so third is better.
We've got 1 set point that we will see.
Even the live ticker from Google is faster than your screen, Zach.
I blame Australia. Just like the country of Australia for their weak broadband.
Game and second set keys.
So the last time this happened against Ostapenko at the US Open.
Ostapenko, wow.
Iga
lost one of my faves.
Iga lost the deciding set 6-1, and it was the same thing as this. 5-0 down. Ostapenko serves for the match and gets broken, but breaks right back. Yeah, 3 winners, but also 4 unforced errors more than keys.
So we are at 1 set all. Keys has 1 more points, I believe, over the course of the match than Iga because of the lopsided second set. Prediction time, gang. Who's going to pull this off? Mario, who you got? I would also say, by the way, if you're in the chat, don't click that link that just got posted in there.
So tough to say. Well, I'm going with Iga anyway. Even if we understood that nothing will come, the easy way today or tonight. I mean, given that
Fergus, who you got?
Yeah, I'm giving Iga anyway.
Fergus, what do you think?
Iga 6-3 in the third.
I think we're getting a 10-point tiebreaker.
Oh,
I think it's good. I think we're gonna
If
see.
it goes to a 10-point tiebreaker, then I'll back keys.
I think the Iga wins 26-24 in a 10-point tiebreaker.
26-24
at least, maybe higher. I don't know.
It's like a repeat of the Rybakina.
Blinkova.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm sure, but even longer.
I think Iga wins a contested, harder than it would have been expected to be third set. Still,
if it's 26-20, if it's 25 all in a 10-point third set tiebreak, then I might back keys.
Yeah,
but
the chat is split. We got Terry for Iga, we got Drabujo for keys. Although it seems
for what we have seen so far, it's fine to to choose any of them. So
I'll tell you who the real winner is. The tennis fans watching this match. And you know what? I feel like a real winner for getting to share it with you guys and these wonderful people in the chat. And you can tell from Fergus's excitement that he feels the same way.
Drew Joe saying 26-24, such a bold, specific prediction. I think, I think Zach's onto something here with it's quite a hefty prediction. I don't think many would have seen it.
I think it's just the reasonable, soon to be proven correct prediction. This is how I'd frame it. Can you imagine if it actually ends up being 26-24? That would be so.
That would be the call out of the century.
That would be the dumbest instance of somebody getting something right to happen on Talking Tennis, I think. because that's such a ridiculous score. I do think a 10-point tiebreak is not out of the question. I mean, this match has been so up and down, so many swings. 26-24 is bold and specific. I will admit.
I just think that keys will start getting tight. Having never been in the position to be that close to a final of a slam.
Well, so there's a bit of a talking tennis podcast or a triangle tennis podcast bump. So I had the chance with my co-host to watch Lerner TN in Winston-Salem shortly before he goes on a tear. We got the chance to watch Madison Keys in Charlotte, North Carolina in an exhibition against Sloane Stevens before going on a tear. So I think the Triangle Tennis Podcast bump is proven to be very real as we are about to get underway here in set 3, it appears. Trabujo doesn't feel like a winner, but I hope that the level that we see in set 3 will change that feeling.
Do you think, having watched Keys, regardless of how this will end, being able to cause such big trouble to Iga swings a little bit the prediction for an eventual, Sabalenka-Swiatek final a bit more in Arena's favor? Or do you think it's another match, another day,
That's a great question, Mario. I mean, I think it's another match, another day. Certainly, the Sabalenka will have an easier recovery. So I think maybe it just a degree slightly in her favor, but I don't think that ultimately this match will have an impact on that.
No, yeah, not just because of the physicality. I mean, just because, Iga has kind of cruised so well throughout the World Tournament. And so despite Arena being the 2-time defending champion, probably it became more even as a prediction. Yeah. So maybe having watched Iga, struggling against a hard-hitting player like he is today can bring back people thinking, no, okay, we'll be back on Sabalenka's train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A 190 kph first serve ace to start off the set for Keys. I mean, that's how to do it if you're gonna do it anyway. Start a set off with a 190 ace down the tee.
Keys looked a little annoyed with the delay from Iga to start that set there. Not gonna lie.
Iga loves to do that sort of stuff. She just likes to push it a second.
Missing these returns for sure is not helping her. This was a second serve as good as you can get as a returner.
Deluded Steve's posted in the chat that he's completely wrong about this first and second set prediction. Good news for you, Steve. You and everybody else. I don't think anybody has gotten a prediction right about this match so far.
It's such good serving from Keys. She's nailing the tee. Literally nailing the line on the tee. We have lost Mario to his wall and the doorway. Unfortunately, the doorway will hand him back in a minute. It's too good from Keys as she holds comfortably. Wow, now things really get interesting.
It's because my dog wanted to drink, and now I actually take a toilet break. But it will be very fast because I'm not playing a tennis match.
Mario, will we get a dog cameo at some point on the stream? We may never know.
Have to wait and see.
Stay tuned for maybe a cameo from Mario's dog and certainly more talking tennis.
How much was Keys switched to the new Yonex E-Zone in your estimation?
Zach? That's a great question. Well, I mean, I actually conveniently, I played with the Yonex E-Zone 2 days ago for the first time. And the sweet spot on it felt massive. I think anytime you make an equipment change, I think you expect there to be a bit of an adjustment period, but clearly based on the result, it's working. So I think not insignificant. Fergus, what do you think? You as a collegiate tennis player, you have a lot of experience with that kind of thing.
I think. Listen, changing. Do you guys think the roof going on made it? Oh, hold on. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Changing this sort of racket and brand is always so crucial because these kids, like I'm older than and more experienced than these people. The professionals play
You're an old man now, Fergus.
with the same style and racket since they were kids. Like they rarely switch. And it was like when Murray switched after so many years to Yonex after he really started struggling with his hip. It was a big switch, and I think it worked for a little time for Murray. Obviously, getting that last win in his career and that little run in Miami where he beat Echeverry and Berrettini. I mean, it works, but I didn't think she'd be playing this good, to be honest. The roof going on made a big difference.
Actually, I think it's open for this match.
I think it is open.
I've seen this on Twitter.
Yeah, no, it is open.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure because they did an overhead shot like 3 minutes ago and the roof was open. I'm pretty sure anyway.
Iga with the strong rally and her first point on her serve. Let's see if she can get back on track here. I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, Federer waited a long time to switch and played with a heavier racket than was the custom in the later portions of his career, and then ultimately did switch. And I've read that perhaps he left a major or two on the table by not making that switch sooner.
I mean, I don't think you can say you left a major or two on the table by not making that switch when he has 20 Grand Slams. But like, I think arguably Federer is the best men's tennis player of all time. But that's a whole nother GOAT debate we could go into. But
I think that would be an incorrect opinion. The GOAT debate, I think, is for Djokovic. Yeah,
I think there are lots of people that think Djokovic is the GOAT, but Federer is like Federer's. I don't know how to explain it. Is that Federer was the best player of all time.
No, I can explain it. It's an anti-Eastern European bias that is alive and well in tennis at every level of the sport. Would you agree?
I mean, I think
Fergus, I'm sorry, I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
I think that, in my opinion, Djokovic is the GOAT, but I think Federer is the best player to ever play men's tennis, if you know what I mean.
I think he is an aesthetically pleasing player. As Swiatek, by the way, looking pretty solid in this first service game.
She does hold just to further Zach's slow stream.
Yeah. I mean, look, Federer, as from an aesthetic perspective, was in a league of his own. But at this point, he's kind of the third banana between Djokovic and Nadal. Yeah.
Does it go Djokovic, Nadal, Federer for you in order?
I mean, I think it goes that based on their tennis accomplishments, and also for me by following those. And in terms of like who I enjoyed watching play the most, it's Monfils above all of them. But that's just a totally different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between best player and your favorite player.
Yeah. It's Goran Ivanisevic, by the way, for my favorite player. I love Goran, but pedestrian level ground strokes, but got it done with just an absurd serve.
Are you a fan of Isner then as well, I'm assuming?
Somehow when they're that freakishly tall, like Isner, it takes the fun out of it. Not that Goran was a short guy. He was like 6'4", 6'3". But he didn't quite feel, especially with his serve and volley, as much of a serve bot as Isner did.
What are your opinions on Petri Pericard?
Ooh. Well, I want to go to Mario for this one too. I think his matches are not my favorite to watch, but I do think that he's clearly a talent. And if he, but the same has been said about so many big servers. If he can, up that baseline game a little bit, he could certainly be a top 10 player. And I think Carousel at one point identified him early on in one of his YouTube videos as a player to watch. I think it's about right. But like, you're not going to catch me getting like, oh, like I'm going to watch Mapechi Pericard. It's going to be like a great display of tennis at every level. It's just going to be, serve +1 all day. What do you guys think?
I mean, I kind of share your opinion, meaning that I also don't really, enjoy that much that playing style. But at the same time, this is tennis. These are the shots. It's not like if, I don't know, somebody's serve is unbelievably good, it's, a bad thing. And at the same time, you don't get to number 30, 25 in the world just because of your serve. Then, I mean, if we compare to maybe, a top 20 player or a top 15 player, of course, maybe there is a big more of a gap in their terms. But compared to other players who haven't managed to reach where he is, for sure, it's not just because he serves unbelievably well, but also because he's able to do it under pressure, because he's able to play well when it matters, And so, I mean, it's fine.
Keys holds 45. Well.
Actually, I was talking, so I didn't really understand how she won this point.
Great defense. And
okay.
A mistake from Iga.
That forehand was a mistake. Okay. I kind of thought the point was already over. I don't know why.
It's just us absolutely chucking it down where I am, which is really nice. After
do you know that Iga could have done better at this game?
Yes, I think Iga could have.
For the first time in a while, there was a small opportunity for her to get ahead.
Keys dropped quality of serve of that first serve, especially in this game, and I was thinking, really, Kren Boogie saying that if Keys wins this match, she wins the title. Wow.
Kren Boogie has entered the chat like the Kool-Aid man by bursting through the wall with this scorching hot take.
100%.
Incredible. Incredible. I also have to acknowledge that Deluded Steve referenced this, the Goran Ivanisevic 2001 Wimbledon run to the title, legitimately maybe the greatest run in tennis history, or the most unlikely run. It's right up there for me with Raducanu's win. I recognize Raducanu as a challenger. You could say it was even more outrageous, but Goran was like an aging, wild
for
card.
Me, it has also that emotional factor that makes it, unbelievable. While Raducanu has, less of that emotional factor, simply because, she was a 18-year-old coming from qualifying draw, Sorry, my dog is...
Was his dog playing the drums?
Maybe.
No, basically my dog, knock on the window because he wants food. So I guess I'll just give him his food so he stays quiet.
Who does your dog think is going to win this match? Because the dog's guess is as good as anybody else's.
We have an exclusive interview with your dog.
He's suffering a little bit in his eyes, so probably he's an Iga fan right now.
Okay.
Drabujo makes a fair point.
Yeah, to be fair, that's on you, Zach, though.
That's
the longer this set goes on, the more likely it is that we go to a 10-point tiebreak. But the likelihood is that we go from a 10-point tiebreak to 26-24.
A lot. A couple things would have to break right for that prediction to prove true. I'll admit. The whole gang is getting in the chat. We got Ghost of Garolitis jumping in. Crit Boogie is here. And this is the time to do it. The match seems to be tightening up again a little bit. Both players having their moments. Iga not apologizing after a net cord. Got good things happening in set 3. Oh, it's a bad miss by Iga.
Iga being pulled from side to side, and
are we going to get a normal set?
No.
No,
There's
nothing
no
is
such thing
normal
as-
today.
Nothing is normal.
Nothing normal has or will happen in this match. That's my last prediction.
Never. It's not how it works.
Is there a world, gentlemen, in which
This
we will say, we will look back and call this the match of the tourney?
Kind of going like the Osaka actually match. Now that I think, at least so far. I mean, not talking about.
I mean, it could be the match of the tournament if the final isn't like an absolute barnstormer. But I mean, on the women's side, I think so. There haven't been that many. I mean, that Kazakhina Navarro match was great. But
Badosa Schneider was
yes.
No, Badosa Vekic. Sorry.
Yes, or even Badosa Kostic was a great.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, Swiatek misses a huge amount of space on the forehand side, and it's break point for Keys, first of the third.
That's what I mean. You know, staying calm and not rushing, because even here, probably Keys would have reached the ball anyway if this was not out, but still would have been in an uncomfortable position to then win the point. And in the first set, Iga was more able to, you know, just be calmer in, you know, selecting what to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, boy.
Oh, Keys pushes it long. She went for it down the line. And it's juice on the Swiatek serve.
Ghost points out that Keys' winners to unforced error differential is much lower than Iga's. And it's true. You know, Iga's been a little uncharacteristic with some of these misses.
Basically, she has to go for it every time.
It seems like they both have come to the conclusion they have to just go
more or less
mega offense.
This would be a huge fault.
Body serve, and it's game point for Swiatek after literally seconds ago. It was break point for Keys.
Wow. Got to reference the Monfils match. He had some great ones.
Which one?
It's
Yeah.
true.
Which one?
I mean, I'm going to say the Shelton match was the best 3-setter of the tournament. And it was 3 because he had to retire. But, I mean, that was just insane level.
His, I think that match against Petchy Pericard in the first round, I mean, what a matchup that was. But.
Oh, that's right. That was an insane one.
Swiatek holds 2-all.
We are 1 point and 1 game closer to 26-24 in a 10-point tiebreaker.
Yeah, we are, I guess. I guess you could say that, yes.
Factually correct statement.
We are also 1 point closer to it being 27-25 in a
Is that your new prediction, Fergus?
It's not my new prediction, no. I'm just saying that it's something. It's something that could happen. Teen Medi best match of the tournament. Yes, maybe on the men's side. Medvedev obviously not at his sparkling best, and Teen was. So yes, maybe. I think the maybe a bit of British bias here, but I reckon the Bukic Draper match was or even the Kokkinakis Draper match, either one, take your pick, were great to watch.
Back to Teen for a second. I get the sense that we will hear over the next decade or so many instances of players not having a good match, an uncharacteristically bad match against him, because he's got so much guile and savvy as a player.
Yeah. Swiatek almost just completely just.
Yeah, it's been very messy as a point.
Yeah, hugely messy point. And Keys, I feel like had a bit more time than she thought she did at this current moment and sprayed it. But there you go. Other matches of the tournament. I
mean, it wasn't in terms of the level the best match, but Zhao versus Rublev
Zhao
was like
versus Andrei Rublev.
Yeah. There were some moments
for me,
there that were insane.
For me, 3 sets to love will never be a match contender.
Yeah.
Regardless of how high, the level is, how good the story is, and,
Well, I guess we're missing the obvious, which is a certain 24-time champion versus Carlitos Alcaraz. So I guess, was that match the tournament for you guys?
No.
It was a very, very good match. I don't believe that will be one that we remember and are talking about in 2-3 years. Although Fergus, let the record reflect that both of us correctly predicted that Djokovic would win that match.
I know. Everyone was like, "You really think Djokovic can get past Alcaraz?" And I said, "Yes." And and everyone was like, "No, Alcaraz in a final. No, I'm right again."
Yes, exactly. I agree with our producer here. The 4th set was really good.
Yeah.
Also quality-wise. The other 3, I mean, unbelievable what Djokovic pulled off. But, it wasn't just, the best for me possible.
Oh, break point. Swiatek. Here we go.
Big moment.
Did you say 6-3?
What, for this set?
Yeah, so if she breaks here, it can be a likely scoreline, actually.
What did I say? My predictions are just always on point. But
Your prediction clip is pretty darn good. It's you were not quite the opposite of my average, but close to it.
Wow. She didn't come to the net, and I thought that was a mistake from Keys, but then she made the winner.
Huge sigh of relief for Keys. I mean, going for that forehand winner, huge, takes guts, and she really went for it, and she made it.
You don't know what it's being, multitasking person. Like, I'm watching the match, doing the stream, but I also have to play with the dog, because if not, she comes to the laptop.
Can we see this dog? Get the dog in the frame.
Some people have seen him on live on air at times. Let's see if he decides to jump on me. You will see him.
Is he a big dog, small dog?
Medium. It looks pretty small, but it's medium. It's not like a dog I can just pick and put it here.
If the dog enters the screen, then Iga's gonna win. If it doesn't, then Keys is gonna. That's the value I'm gonna assign to it. Yeah.
Fantastic hold. Wow.
Fantastic hold from Keys. Wow.
We have seen actually break point in both the previous two games. Yeah.
And both were saved by big serves, as in they were both saved by huge forehands, and then they turned it around pretty quickly. Yeah. There wasn't many juices. It was just a single juice, and then
3 points
to add. And wow. Well, here you go. 3-2. Wow.
Look how many, and this was the break point. No, it wasn't.
No, that was the game
point. But look at how many rallies, how many shots above 130 kilometers per hour. They're truly hitting hard now.
Yeah. I mean, that ad point, just remarkable tennis from Keys. She's not scared of Iga. She was going right at her. She was controlling the point. It just is excellent tennis on every level. If she can maintain this level, for matches beyond this, I think that we're going to see Keys, making some more runs here later on in the year, perhaps at the Sunshine Double, like Fergus pointed out earlier. Oh my God, the Talking Tennis producer is seeing Boris Becker selling insurance, which is amusing, but also kind of sad when you see the aging stars hawking whatever product, like Joe Namath in the US selling Medicare, whatever it is he's doing.
You see that stat? That's crazy. But in her first 5 matches of the tournament, Swiatek's only dropped serve twice, and in this match, she's dropped serve 7 times.
Wow.
We got a brief glimpse of Mario's dog there.
Huge news for Iga Swiatek.
Flavio Carboni, that's absolutely terrible. You need to get out the chat. That's dreadful. But that's also kind of gold. Is it called Flavio Carboni?
No.
You missed such a good opportunity there.
I know. But 4 years ago, there was no point.
Yeah, I mean, Caboli wasn't really on the scene 4 years ago. I think he was playing futures, probably.
Yeah.
Can Iga get an easy hold here? An easy-ish hold?
I don't know if there's such thing as an easy hold at 3-2 in the third.
Well, the net guard probably says yes.
Oh my God,
because
Jasmine,
this could have easily been a winner from Keys.
Jasmine,
that's
Paulini.
So good. That's so good. That's so
Keep these
good.
coming, Ghost. These are gold. Yeah, Paulini. I agree. Paulini is so much better.
If you had a cat, it could be Cateo Berrettini.
Zach, no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's truly dreadful.
I know.
But I appreciate your efforts.
Fabio Dognini.
This is turning into a comfortable hold for Swiatek, which will be good for her. But Mialto Berrettini, no.
Yeah, Dognini, yes.
I'm sure John's having loads of fun.
Thank you, Ghost, for the A for effort. I know that this is like a huge moment in this match, but this is giving me a good chuckle. Some of these puns here. Great second serve for me, by the way. Hey, that drop shot attempt by Keys, that was not a great choice, seemingly.
I don't have high pun standards. It's not high pun standards. I don't think you could. To be honest, there's not many else you could do better. But A for effort from you, Ghosty, 100%.
I've got one, another one actually.
Weird mistakes.
Yeah.
She could have easily closed on the
fast forward to the tiebreak. Why is there a picture of Zach on screen? Gone now. There were 3 pictures of Zach on screen there. Let's fast forward to the tiebreak. I mean, what do you want it 15 all in the third set tiebreak? Because we've still got to 24, 26. So
yeah, we don't have all day, so let's just fast forward to that.
Well, clearly Kren's got all day to fast forward to the tiebreak. Oh no.
3 bet points in a row.
Yeah.
Swiatek golds anyway, so she won't have to regret. Probably Keys will have to regret. Let's see. I mean, it was not a huge point, but still, you get to deuce, you never know what happens.
Especially from 40 love.
Yes, exactly.
It's careless. It's a careless game, you know, that could have been relatively straightforward, and then just bad choices. I can't believe no one said Renzo Furlan yet.
Have we changed the ball? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, ball change. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not that I give much relevance actually to it. Just I was watching Iga changing the racket, and so
we are at 3-all. Another point and another game closer to a 10-point tiebreak.
Tiebreak and 24-26.
Yes, indeed.
I'm slowly coming around on the idea of
Monica Pug. Oh man,
this should have been a serious stream.
I think we could have had our own
tennis
stream.
speaks for itself.
Let's just say that we don't really share the players' pressure right now. We are really laughing.
I'm not feeling deeply stressed. That I
mean,
okay. Let's see if Keys continues serving. Iga, you know, just spraying it a little bit here.
It's crazy that this match has only been going on for just shy of 2 hours. It feels like it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah. I think that second set was just so fast.
But actually, the first one also was not really long for, you know, being a 7-5. It was like 48, 49 minutes, no more.
Correct me if I'm wrong, gents. It doesn't seem like there have been many games that have had a whole like multiple deuces. It seems like once they'll get to deuce, and then it's pretty decisive.
No, I don't think there's been one where there's been over 2 deuces, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, that's
what a
huge
risk
from Keys. My word. That's huge forehand from Keys. Off balance as well. Right in the corner.
Is
and does that take
the user in the comments an Iga fan? Or
you
or cheering for Keys?
Yeah, Keys or Iga.
We've got a split comment section. I think it seems like everybody enjoys both players.
Yeah, everybody put in the chat right now whether you want Iga or Keys to win.
Oh, I just saw that point you guys were talking about, by the way. The inside out fading away, you know, moving backwards forehand winner.
Yeah.
Holy
Missing
moly.
the toss.
There is no coach in America that would say, you know what?
Wow.
Percentage shot, go ahead and hit that.
So good from Keys.
Iga.
Hey, if you like dog puns or you're just enjoying the tennis stream, hit subscribe. Why not?
Such a good advert from for Talking Tennis, Zach. Well done.
Sometimes, we can, you know, give it a little plug. 12,000 rabid tennis fans around the globe.
Rebecca, that's these are getting worse, Ghosty. You need to you peaked with Flavio Cabone. No, you peaked with Jasmine Paulini. You peaked there, and
that might be the number one so far. Like
it's a steady decline. Okay, Keys is your fourth favorite player.
We know Tommy Paul should be playing tonight. That's tennis, guys. A few points, and especially the key points, changed the world history. Yeah, Ghosty, I got that one because, of course, that's Italian.
Puchin Saver, that's okay. That's quite good. I like that one.
Whatever. Important game right now.
I mean, Keys has to feel like she's in a good position here. She's got over the hump of serving, and I feel like every hold is so vital here, and it just puts that pressure back on your opponent.
It feels like Keys is able to generate not easy points, but free points on her serve, or in a way that Iga is just unable to right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think Iga isn't serving as well as she would have liked to, especially 4-3 in a third set of the semi-final of a slam.
Love 15.
Ooh. Here we go.
Okay.
Iga does look quite stressed, which obviously makes sense.
It's understandable.
This is 4-3 in a third set tiebreak. Third setter in semi-final of a slam. I don't think Iga's getting tight in a sense. I think she's just, I don't know. I think maybe she is getting a bit tight. It's hard to tell.
It seems like she just can't solve Keys. Like she's thrown so much at her.
Love 30.
I'm curious now to know, what was the closest result in a slam final that Swiatek had?
In a slam final, Mukova.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mukova. She dropped a set. She was in danger, actually.
It's a good serve from Swiatek. Get out of jail.
Yeah, but after that, I think it's Jabber, of course, because she went to the tiebreak in the second set at the US Open. I remember that was really tough. I think Iga herself said, if I had lost that second set tiebreak, I don't know. Oh,
can Swiatek get this game back?
Oh, she missed the slam. She missed it. 2 break points for Keys.
Keys missed that big slam up, that easy slam opportunity in the first. So that's 2 in one match.
It wasn't an easy put away, but Swiatek just missing the line. It wasn't easy, but I think that she would have expected herself to make that.
Yeah.
Good serve.
One save with it serve out wide.
Claro, virar by Amayo.
Cranboogie, thanks for the love. Hope to keep growing on you. Us Monfils guys got to stick together for the remaining years, hopefully, that we have with him.
Isn't everyone a Monfils guy? Does anyone look like Gael Monfils?
But isn't that a metaphor for we all have to stick together?
This is actually about world unity. We're talking about.
It is. Talking tennis is, as far as
through Gael Monfils.
Yes, pro Gael Monfils, pro world unity as an entity, an organization. The producer can correct me if I'm wrong about that, though.
Ooh. Oh, Keys buries the backhand into the net and it's juice. I thought that that backhand from Swiatek was going to go long.
Same.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure.
Yeah, and then it just landed on the line.
And this is a pivotal deuce.
Ghosty, have you
a
asked
big deuce.
Felix Sociali whether he's not a Monfils guy, or are you just assuming? Oh.
Gents, will we see our first multiple deuce game here, or potentially, or 3 deuce game?
Maybe, but I mean, it's game points Swiatek, so. We'll see.
In a big moment.
Oh, and Keys plants it into the net off the return, and it's 4-all in.
You know what that makes us?
It makes it even closer to that 10-point tiebreak.
1.1 game closer.
As we go into the third hour on Rod Laver.
Obviously, that was a little bit of a stretch prediction. It does feel like we are cruising towards the tiebreak. This just feels like one of those matches.
This tiebreak does feel a bit inevitable at this point.
No, for me, this is truly anything but cruising towards the tiebreak.
Well, sorry, we're not
in terms of like easy games and points. It just feels like Fergus said.
I feel as though each one has. I feel as though there's almost either one doesn't want to push it that much that it won't come to a tiebreak.
Yeah, by the way, the break is coming. That's my prediction.
Okay, I think if Swiatek breaks here, I think Keys breaks straight back. And I think it's 5-5.
No, for me, those 2 break points will be a turning point.
Yeah, you might have
on my stream.
You might have a point. Yes, obviously. So crucial when a player misses break points in the next game that they start well.
And it was not even only one. It really felt like this can be the moment. And actually, there are also some regrets on the first break point.
Oh, Iga applying a little pressure early in this pivotal game.
First serve miss from Keys. This could be where Iga steps up and shows her experience as a 5-time slam winner.
In consensus, great living Polish athlete.
3 break points for Swiatek.
I'll say it. Not the position you want to be in if you're Keys.
That's critical insight from you, Zach. Thank you. Really, basically should be on Rod Laver.
That's just my opinion, though. It's just my opinion.
Clearly, I think that Keys might agree with your opinion there.
That was a heck of a
one saved.
That was a heck of a return at love 30, by the way, from Swiatek. One saved. Can Key save another?
32. One more going to be needed to save. Here we go. What has Keys got a first serve? Has she got a first serve in her to get over the line? Push Swiatek out wide. Hit her with a 1-2 punch.
Boogie called it. He knew it. Big game. Wow. And we're at deuce.
Oh!
I was not expecting it.
Iga plants it into the net and it's deuce from love 40. Keys comes back.
What grit and determination from
How many
Keys
break
here.
points in this set? 1, 2, 4, 7 already, I guess. In 4 different games.
So each have had 3 break. No, hold on. I think that's 6 break points now.
What a rally.
Incredible stuff.
Oh, so good from Swiatek.
From both, actually.
It's massive hitting. It's massive hitting.
Yeah, I share the feeling. The Iga the slide, yeah. 18 shots, but I mean, the intensity makes for even the double of that.
Yeah.
Another break point. Wow, what a serve.
Great serve.
Keys is stepping up in big moments and continuing to battle.
Wow.
And I'm desperately trying to catch my stream up with you guys, and I can't make it faster.
You should just fly out to Rod Laver right now. You might get there in time to watch Zverev Djokovic tomorrow.
And so we are now after 4 break points at deuce number 2.
And it's a great forehand from Keys as she brings up game point.
Wow. We also might get our first deuce number 3 of the match.
I wonder how, if Keys holds here, going to the sit down, how
Marina also watching this. I don't know.
I wonder how Swiatek would be feeling at the sit down if Keys can hold here after missing out 4 break points to serve for the match. Oh, it's huge for Keys. What a hold. What a hold.
What a hold.
Serve. So
I mean, look, we just talked about this, right? Like, a player doesn't get the break point, their next service game is a little tougher. And so this might be 6-4, just not the way that some of the folks in the chat were predicting, for all I know.
It's reminiscent of that Kenin hold in Australia when she won the title. Love footy down.
Don't open this discourse on Twitter because people get sensitive over that.
People on the internet getting sensitive? I don't believe it.
Yeah. Billie Jean King Cup finals to be hosted in Shenzhen, China.
I have a question for you all. Of course, this can change on Saturday, but where do you rank Keys among the active players without a slam?
I'd need to pull up give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, even not precise, but is there top 2, top 5 Keys?
Jabeur is number 1 for me on that front.
Yeah, especially, I don't know if in terms of pure level, but she got 3 finals. So
yeah,
I think top 3. I think it's probably. I think it's probably Jabeur, Pegula, then I don't know, maybe Keys, but it's.
Yeah, let's follow this game.
I think
exactly.
Pegula and Jabeur are definitely the 2 biggest without a slam.
Yeah. I definitely want to come back to this a little more post-match because there's so many worth mentioning. I think like Sakari has spent an awful lot of time in the top 10, for example. And so, want to talk about this more after the match as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. A big game here with Swiatek serving at 4-5 in the third.
And a fantastic point to start, actually.
So what do we think, guys? Does Swiatek get the hold here?
Yes.
Total confidence, Mario. Fergus, do you share it?
Pushes it wide. I think she does hold here. And your prediction of this going to a 10-point tiebreak isn't actually that far away now.
No, at this point, no.
It's closer and closer.
Which is crazy because who would have thought at the start of the third that the 10-point tiebreak would have actually been in a realm possibility. But Iga's obviously going to take this 1 point at a time. She's really slowing down her serve, as in not serve quality, but her serve routine.
Well, 15-30.
Fantastic return from Keys. So good. Now Iga's really got to turn it on.
Fergus, how much of that is Iga dealing with her nerves and how much of that is her trying to tweak her opponent a little bit and up Keys' nerves?
I think with Keys has seen this match, seen this game specifically. 5-4. She came through a huge hold last game. I think she's just trying to. This is a free swing for her. She's thinking, I've got nothing to lose here. I'm still ahead in the match. I've just got to put some pressure on Iga. But I feel like
I don't know.
No,
I just feel like whoever is serving, if you're close, you want to try your best to close the match, not just because of course every time you have to serve, it's very tough at this point. So I don't know.
I just want to highlight Keys' inside out in particular have just been fantastic throughout the whole match.
Realistically, Keys has nothing to lose in this 5-4 game. She has to be thinking, I can do it. She has to be thinking, I can do it. And if I can do it in this game, and if I don't do it in this game, she hasn't lost anything. She's still well in the match. She's just
that's for sure. That's for sure. It's not the pressure of being close to losing, but it's still. It would be a huge deal, of course, to close it now, and not having to serve anymore.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Kren. We'll see you later. That has to be one of Swiatek's slowest second serves.
Yeah, and Keys just chose the wrong side to go. I mean, it's not that easy at this point, but
yeah, it's easy for us to say sitting here watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know how many things we would have done in a different way?
Yeah, exactly.
We would have already won the match.
Yeah, exactly. Snack's Wi-Fi's gone, so he's be back hopefully soonish to see the conclusion of this one. But Fievel, his legacy of a 10-point tiebreak will be not remembered because it's love 15.
Yeah, we started with a bad mistake.
Just a bit of frame for Keys to just pull it wide, unfortunately. John in the chat says he reckons this will end 7-5. Maybe.
Possible. I don't say just because I said the same thing on 4-game Sol. So
incredible from Iga,
which is actually very similar to the last return game.
I wonder if Keys can find a few first serves here and just try to take some sting out of the Swiatek forehand or return even. How big does she go from this second serve?
Not big.
How brave is she feeling?
She misses. She misses it. Once again, 3 break points.
We're at love 40 again on the Keys serve. Well, that's one.
Safe.
Huge forehand. How are we doing, Zach?
That was not an ideal time for Wi-Fi to crash, so I was a little cranky. I'm not going to lie, but I'm very excited to see what Keys does to try and fend off these break points.
It's a great serve. It's 40-30.
30-40.
This match is ridiculous. I mean, this is one of those moments where you just got to be thinking, this is going to end up, I don't know, maybe 26-24 in a third set tiebreak.
No, I'm still not there.
No. I'm not into that.
Oh my goodness, what a match. Can she hold off one more?
A drop shot.
No, wrong choice. Wrong choice. So easy to say from here, but Keys tried to shorten the point.
I just, of course, as you say, it's easier this way, but, going for the drop shot at this point, actually for the first time, it's I don't want to rally anymore.
I actually remember. I actually think that might be the first drop shot of the match. Like
she hit one other one and she missed it. So she's not made a drop shot that I can remember the whole match.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just,
you know what it is? It's a relatable moment for anybody who's like an okay tennis player. Because I mean, all of us, we do dumb stuff at the wrong time. Not saying that was a dumb choice at the wrong time. It just certainly wasn't the right choice, and it wasn't a great time.
With Iga's position in the court, she wasn't seriously deep in the court. Iga's obviously very fast. She was always going to get there, and she had time. She almost hit it at the top of the bounce, and she didn't have to push it over. She actually hit a full ground stroke over the net, and that's just shows that it wasn't the right decision, and it wasn't a good enough quality to beat Iga from that situation, unfortunately. But we will see.
We are one game away from the finals matchup. I think that many, if not all, tennis fans were hoping to see. Iga Sabalenka. I do like Mario's prediction that maybe they'll swap with Iga winning Australia and then Sabalenka winning the French. That could be kind of fun.
3 points away.
Good start from Swiatek.
That break has to have given her so much confidence, especially after the hold before it.
Keys almost has to reset, and that's so hard Keys almost has to put everything into this game. All her eggs have to go into this basket.
Iga really has been a force of the net. It'll be interesting to see if she comes forward even more. Should she advance?
15-0.
We are 3 points away from a third set tiebreak.
Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yep.
She went for it. It's not something that you want. I think, again, that's the wrong choice. You want to make Iga play in this situation. She has to serve it out.
Probably, yes. At this point, yes.
Yeah.
You are close to the defeat anyway, so...
Yeah.
At least you make her, let's say, earn it.
Yes. Totally agree, Mario. You at this juncture, you don't want to give up.
Whoa, that's huge from Keys. That's nasty. Well, right on the baseline.
Are we now 2 points away from a third set tiebreak?
143 Ks forehand from Keys. That is that's huge.
Not a lot of margin for error.
70% first serve. That's what I do. And that's what she does, but it's not really effective. Ooh, this is a bad mistake.
It was such a good return.
Yeah.
Do we have our first match point?
We do. 40-30.
40-30. Iga serving. The weight of a nation on her shoulders. Greatest poll since John Paul II. Depending on who you ask.
It's not over.
Oh, it's not over, Juice. She has to pass it into the net.
Do you see? you see, when she's down in the score, she does way better.
Oh, she plays seriously well. 2 hours, 20 minutes. I wonder what Keys is thinking here. I mean, the one thing I have noticed in this game is that Swiatek has not missed a first serve.
Yeah, that's what I said when I say I go for a 70% first serve. But at least, you know, I avoid Keys really throwing me, you know.
I know what you mean.
Maybe a little bit of slice, you know, trying, maybe she misses a return.
And Ghost referencing a cherished Atlanta area establishment.
Oh my word, what a return.
Here, my strategy hasn't paid because Keys has thrown anyway.
There's a break point.
Oh my gosh.
10-point tiebreak. Maybe.
I can't believe we're 1 point away from a 10-point tiebreak. That was such a dumb prediction, and it might be right.
I think now she misses the return.
Yeah, I can agree. I think that's
been the pattern of this game.
Iga looking resolute, but Keys still has the belief.
Wow, first
second serve of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, the tension is very real.
Yeah. Double fall.
Oh, she's doubled.
The opposite of what I was predicting happened. So.
Oh my God. Wait, so what does that bring us to? Remind me.
A 10-point tiebreak.
I'm still not into the 26-24. but you were right about the 10-point tiebreak.
You know, we're one game closer to 26-24.
Well, now it's by points.
It's
not by games, it's by points now. We're that close.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, any predictions now?
I think my prediction now is that unless there is a truly, truly epic final, this we will remember as perhaps the match of the tournament.
This is
on the women's side.
So let's imagine Keys. Keys played recently 2 semifinals in Grand Slams against the 2 best players right now, Sabalenka and Swiatek, and managed to push both to the deciding set tiebreak. Losing both would be, you know, very hard for her.
Devastating. But also, look, you know, we're seeing extended careers more and more. And so at 29, you know, Keys could have another 5-6 solid seasons ahead of her. And so I think while it'll be, of course, hard, I believe, I mean, she can build on this. She's right there. She's on the cusp.
Once again.
Wow.
Yeah. And we know that Keys made already US Open final, but still, you know, she's been very close to making another one. And especially, you know, having not been able to play very well in that occasion because, you know, it was a harsh scoreline for Stevens. You know, for sure she would be happy, of course, to have another opportunity. I mean, everybody would have, but
Iga also as the front runner is different than Iga in a battle. And, you know, maybe there's a little bit of a narrative around that, but I get it. I mean, she's the number 2, you know, she's a top seeded player here or the higher seeded player here. And she is the one who looks tighter consistently on big points.
She does look tighter than the Keys.
For me, both look pretty tight. Is that they are showing it in a different way, you know?
Yeah.
Iga may be a bit, you know, more tense, for example, on the second serve or something like that. Keys in some of her shots, she looks tense as well.
I think every single person watching this in the chat has had their anxiety and blood pressure go up over the course of this set. This is incredible.
I'm now so invested in this match. Originally I was like, I don't really mind about the result. Either ways is fine with me. I'd probably prefer Swiatek to win just so I see that Swiatek Sabalenka lineup. But now, I mean, this is seriously as close as it gets. And,
yeah.
Well, I was about to say if that crept over, that would have been brutal for Keys. 3-2, Swiatek. Can't quite believe that this is what it's got to.
We are only 46 points away from the prediction of the century coming true.
It's just the 46 points.
Well, there's nothing between us and that other than 46 points.
6 points. Yeah.
Another second
Now,
serve on that
45.
side.
I hope everybody in the chat is hydrating. It's important to do that in times of stress.
This is very good. Oh, wow. Great rally.
Iga. Well done, Iga. That's impressive.
She forgot that she had...
Yeah, I thought Keys might have had her for a second with that huge forehand down the line, but it was just about getting it back, to be honest. And she managed to do that. Iga trying to pin her in a corner. It was almost good that it was short from Iga, that backhand.
What a point, though. I mean, Iga trying to hold on to this mini break and a very impressive first point to do so. Dare I say, ask prediction times in the chat. Let's see. What do you think is going to happen? Iga up. Can she hold on? Can Keys come back, gentlemen?
And
Who do you got
six.
this juncture?
That's my prediction.
What's that?
What a
10-6
return.
Iga.
What a shot from Keys. I think it'll be 10-6, Swiatek.
Oh, so we have the same prediction.
Yeah.
Keys 73-71. I've not so much time left.
Yeah,
so they better, not go 73-71.
I mean, it's just turned midnight there. I mean, that's a long way to go. We got another 45 minutes if you want to go 73-71. More than probably.
I mean, look, kudos to Keys erasing the mini break there with just an incredible point. Iga did not do the thing that she sometimes does, running at the net like this, which is good. Although I do enjoy when she does that.
Keys pushing and hands the mini break back to Swiatek.
Right. Gosh, that could be the story. That is the story of the match, isn't it? Just handing it right back to the other one.
Next point can be crucial.
Absolutely.
Second serve.
Oof. By the way, that 4-3 forehand was a bad miss. Not even close on that attempt.
Well,
excellent depth. 5-4. Swiatek.
I'm not even mentioning who's serving. I mean,
yeah,
it's not really important.
Well, cut to us when we at the start of this stream when we said it could be a short match.
Maybe it was just, I don't know.
Looking back, we were off base.
Just a little.
Just a touch.
No, I stand by what I said. I don't regret. That's what I was feeling.
So it's a great forehand from Swiatek trying to push Keys deep, and Keys just couldn't get under it enough to
6-4.
push up and over 6-4. Something tells me that Keys is going to win this point. Second serve.
Fergus, you sound even a touch nervous just watching
I am.
this.
I'm really nervous.
I've never, in all of our streams, I've never seen you nervous before until that moment.
You know, it's getting so tight though. It's just making me just a little bit nervous.
Yep.
And there you go. I told you Keys would win this point. Huge forehand.
That's the hallmark, though, of a great match, right?
Thing is
When
that
you feel
holding points back to back, it's been incredibly difficult for both players. It actually hasn't happened, I guess.
157 kilometers forehand. That is huge.
That's just an outrageous number.
At 6-4 in a 10-point semi-final of a slam tiebreak, and you pull out a 157 forehand down the line. I mean,
Keys, to her credit, she's kept the belief the whole match. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's pushed
that line. She's played it like that. You know, she's hit some shots that were head scratchers, but I think part of why she's done that is she just thinks she can make whatever she needs to. And to her credit, for the most part, she has.
7-5. The one thing that will be is the talking point is that Keys has never been ahead in this tiebreak.
Yeah,
never.
Indeed.
She
Not
even
yet.
right. Well,
She's
yeah,
always
not yet.
played even on serve with that pressure of being forced to hold.
Yeah.
You know, Egan hasn't really had that because she was ahead. I mean, of course, holding would have helped her, you know, maybe winning already this tiebreak or being close to that. But, you know, she wasn't really forced. Whatever.
Oh, big
good.
Keys. 7-6. Mario said he wasn't going to say serving. Swiatek is serving now.
Do we think
anyone was wondering?
So we both of you had 10-6 predictions. Do we feel good about Swiatek winning the next 3 points?
No, 10-6, no, but I
10-8.
struggle to see. You know, I think this can keep going until the end.
This tournament's been big for American tennis, by the way. Just a quick aside.
Huge for American tennis.
Yep.
Wow, and Iga buries into the net.
And huge because Keys won a point where she was truly,
behind.
you know, truly on the back foot.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are only 137 points away
from 73-71. You know, we can keep going.
Sure.
So this is the first time since 1-1 that we are
even in the tiebreak. Great effort from Keys. And I'd rather be returning at this point than serving at 7-0.
Absolutely. You know, we obviously, as we're streaming, we can't hear the crowd, but it sure looks like they're
fantastic.
Swiatek, what a volley on the net. I thought Keys had somehow made it.
This is reminded me of Rafael Nadal at times. You know, just the quick, you know, the quick reflection. I don't know. I just had Nadal in my mind when I saw it.
Wow. Iga's hand.
What a serve.
Unbelievable.
Ace from Keys, 8-all.
Fantastic. Match point or match point? This is what tennis is all about. I love it.
It really is.
You actually cannot get closer in tennis than this. The only thing that would make this closer was if it was a slam final.
Yep.
This is the closest you can get.
This is the match of the tournament so far for me.
100%.
What a serve.
And that is another immaculate serve from Keys. And for the first time in the tiebreak, Keys is ahead and has Match point.
I'm not ready for this match to end. I need another 20 or 30 points.
Well, yeah, if you want to make your prediction, right, you do.
I'm just as a tennis
20,
fan, taking the prediction out of it entirely. I hope we get that.
Yeah. Here we go. Has Swiatek got a first serve? Has she got a big first serve?
Will she take that risk?
She's just slowing things down.
Ghost of Gerolitis has gotten soccer and tennis conflated, it appears.
It's over.
Oh, and Keys has done it.
It's over.
After Iga had a match
Madison
point
Keys into the second Grand Slam final of her career.
Wow. What a moment for Madison Keys.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's,
Special.
the revenge for that US Open semifinal that she lost 2 years ago. Fantastic moment.
I'm a bit stunned at what I've just watched, to be honest.
I can't believe it. I'm flabbergasted, fellas.
She's emojis crying.
She's
That's
crying.
cute.
Her first major since getting married. What a run she's on. Just a life milestones.
Let's say that tonight, Iga won't be a fan of the fact that the tiebreak was up to 10 points rather than 7.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But that's a huge moment for Madison Keys. Fantastic.
This is one of those special moments in sports that make you feel emotions as a viewer that you're just not prepared for. I mean, I feel so lucky to have watched this match, to be wrong as many times as I was and we were throughout this. This is a special moment for Madison Keys and for tennis. What a match. What a level. What level. I mean, what courageous shot making throughout from both of them. Yeah. Primarily Keys, though, in the moments where it most counted. I mean, ESPN Classic instantly.
Looking at the ranking, she's now number 8, Madison Keys.
There you go.
Let's remember that her best ranking is 7. And if she beats Sabalenka, of course it will be tough, but if she beats Sabalenka and wins the title, she will tie her best ranking.
The thing is,
just
now,
essentially
obviously,
Sabalenka, probably, but not 100% sure.
That's exactly what I was just about to bring up. I was about to bring up Keys has put in such a huge effort against Swiatek that how does she replicate that same level and that same consistency against Sabalenka, who is arguably I don't know, you could say better than Swiatek, but just incredible for Keys. What a match. And to come through when she was down throughout the entirety of the tiebreak, incredible.
I mean, I think also physically, if she's able to recover, whether she is 100% or not, the belief has to be there. If she 100%. Can do what she did today against Iga Swiatek, what's to say that she can't do it again against Sabalenka? I also got to say, you have to feel for Iga in that moment, having a match point on her serve, having put so much effort into it, having absolutely cruised through every match until she got here. You can see her emotion, and as good as this feels for Keys, I think it's got to be nearly equally as bad for Iga. And so, of course, hope that she's able to get over a really, really tough loss and believe that she'll be able to, but it's got to sting. It's got to sting.
This one definitely stings, for sure.
You had Badosa in the locker room.
Ranking-wise, this just means that Sabalenka will stay at number 1.
Yeah.
And
I think it will probably stay like that until we get to
Yeah, we knew. I already knew that even if Iga would have got the #1 back, it could have been for just a few weeks. But still.
Yeah, but the thing is here is that if Iga obviously went one of the 1000s in Asia. I can't remember. Is it Doha or it might be Doha? She won the 1000 last year in Doha,
Yeah,
so she has 1,000 points to defend there. And then Paulini obviously won the 1000 in the other Asia 1000 that I can't remember where it is. But then she won in Indian Wells, and then it's clay, where she won pretty much all the tournaments. So Iga has loads of points to defend, where Sabalenka can also make up points. So I feel as though Iga's not going to retain world #1 for a little while now.
Unless Sabalenka has a string of really bad results, which based on this tournament feels unlikely. I think you're exactly right. I think that you know, she should hold it through probably Wimbledon at least.
Yeah.
Guys, I let you keep talking for a bit. I have to go.
Mario,
just sorry.
pleasure.
Mario, pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bye.
So one thing. Bye, Mario. Thanks for joining.
Bye,
one thing that I do want to come back to, Fergus, we talked briefly about the players on the women's side who are, the best players that don't have a slam to their name. Keys is obviously one match away now. Who else, is in that conversation for you, and what's your thinking around that?
I think Jabeur and then Pegula are both great players that don't have slams. I mean, I think Paulini's a bit unlucky to not have a slam. Obviously made the final of both the French and the Wimbledon last year, and lost both. At the moment, I think it's hard to say, but Keys is most definitely there. 100%. Sakkari's a different case for me. You're talking about Sakkari earlier. Obviously, she made it to #3 in the world.
Yeah.
But she just, in slams over the last year and a half, she's gone out early in all of them. She hasn't made a run. She made a third round of Wimbledon last year, where she went out to Raducanu in straights. But apart from that, I don't think she's really had that big run in her since the 2021 US Open semi-final, where again she lost to Raducanu. So unfortunately, she's obviously been like a great player and so fundamental for women's tennis, but I don't see her replicating success and maybe even winning a slam. I think she's got a semi-final run in her, maybe, if she rediscovers her best form, but I just don't think it will come out the way she wants to, unfortunately.
I think maybe it's a stretch to put her in the mix, but look, Badosa is unbelievably talented, a former world #2. And absolutely. I think that in my mind, Jabeur is clearly ahead of her, but I think that she's right on the cusp of being in that category of players where it's she should have at least made a final, or she should get one at some point.
100%.
Now she might just be unlucky and might not get there because Sabalenka and Swiatek are so solid. Goff is people forget how young Goff is. She's not even close to her prime and her peak yet. And then there's so many other good players on the women's side. But I think another one to keep an eye out for. I want to hear your prediction for the final. We got at least one prediction out of the dozens or so that we made today, right? What's going to happen in this final here?
7-5, 6-3 Sabalenka.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I think there will be
if
one.
If Keys can take the first set, then things get super interesting and it will get close. If Keys can take the first set, but if Keys can't take the first set, I think it'll be a tight first set, and then it'll be a slightly more relaxed second.
We all agreed midway through the first that it was more important for Keys to win the first than for Iga, because it would be too difficult for her to come back and win it if she didn't win the first set. And because of that humbling moment, I am going to say that the tennis world will be shocked in 2 days and there will be one less player on the best players who haven't won a major list. And I think that Keys gets it done. I just think the level that we saw from her, the shot making, the serving, everything, if she can bring that level against Sabalenka, I think that she can get it done. Now, like, if I was putting money on it, I'd probably still go Sabalenka. But I think that Keys can get there. I'm going to make the prediction. Damian had a great post. Let's read this out for those that aren't able to see it. This matchup for Keys usually hinges on returning and how much early pressure she can apply. But she did so much more than that the last 2 sets. Moving great, playing with margin, holding up in neutral rallies, being clutch. She saved a match point and makes another Grand Slam finals after 7.5 years. As usual, Damian with excellent analysis. Fergus, do you agree?
Absolutely. I think Keys played so well today. She played a really high level. In that first set, she would have been disappointed to not get more out of it after making that comeback. But, she really, if you had told me that Keys was going to breadstick Swiatek after the way that Swiatek had been playing, no way I would have taken that. And the way that she came back in that second set and bounced back was really impressive. And then obviously none of us thought it would actually go to a 10-point tiebreak in the third, but there you go, and it did, and it was super, super impressive from Keys. I'm so glad for her as well, because she's got another crack at getting a slam, and she'll give Sabalenka a run for her money. But we'll have to see.
While I've got you, and before I go to work, let's talk a little bit about some of the next matches. And I don't want to get too much into it because I know there's other shows that are going to get more in depth. But any predictions on the men's side for the semifinals?
I think Sinner comes through in 4 against Shelton.
Generous.
Yeah, but I'm feeling as though Sinner isn't quite at the peak of his ability as he was at the back end of last year. And there's a couple sets that have just slipped through his fingers, especially against Rune. And I think Shelton might have enough of a serve to get a set, but, we'll see. Now, Zverev, Djokovic. I'm going to say Zverev in 4 because I think as much as I'm only thinking about Djokovic's body and his physical condition.
Yeah.
Ghosty saying I predict Djokovic Zverev will be a great time to take a nap. You probably aren't wrong. But I think Zverev will come through, unfortunately, as I would love to have seen a Sinner Djokovic final. But in my bracket, I did say it would be a Zverev Sinner final. So
I'm going to push back. I think I hear you on the nap taking. I hear Ghost on the nap taking as well. I do not think that's going to be a snoozer of a match. I think Djokovic still has it, at least for another 1 or 2. I think that Zverev, on the women's side, there's a question: who's the best player without a major? There's just no question on the men's side. It's Zverev. Yeah, it's Zverev. He's right there. Even his accomplishments, his game,
no debate at all.
Yeah, and I think love it. If whether you like him or hate him, and I don't particularly care for him because of the off the court stuff, his game speaks for itself.
It does.
I think that is going to be, from a tennis perspective alone, a fantastic match. I think in all likelihood it goes 5. I believe that Djokovic is going to get it done. Maybe he'll get it done in 4. Selfishly, I kind of hope he gets it done in 4, so he has a little bit more juice in the tank for Sinner in the final.
Yeah,
who he's also going to beat, by the way.
Okay. Well,
Djokovic, look, man, we just cannot count that guy out. Andy Murray, one of the best minds in tennis. One of the best minds in tennis. And so I think 100%. Another one to just keep an eye on.
100%.
Gang, it's been a great show. First, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, not much. Thanks, guys, for watching and coming along for the outrageous 3-setter. Wasn't quite 71-73 that Ghosty wanted in the end, but we were close enough. So thank you guys for watching. It was great to watch along with you, Zach. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, Fergus. And hey, if you haven't subscribed already, press that button. It takes 2
Hit
seconds.
the subscribe button. 100%, guys. Please.
Bye, everybody.
Please. See you guys.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.